Hello.
Hi.
There you go. Yeah, you can say hi. We're about to get out there. This is kind of like the part where we like hype them up and we get them to say things like "Aliu." Yeah. Woo, 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 woo.
Smacking myself up.
There you go.
Myself some smacked.
Perfect. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. My name's Roy Chiato, like a macchiato. I'm a coffee-fueled bunny host with a serious passion for voice acting, and I absolutely love working out. Tonight, I'm joined by the one, the only. It's Connor the Waffle.
Well, I don't have a very long introduction like that, but I'm still happy to be here nonetheless. Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to finally have you here. I feel like we've talked about doing this for like forever.
It's only been a couple of years, I think, since we first made contact with each other.
Yeah, so it's only been 9 months since Power Morphicon last year, you know? NBD.
Even before, even before that, like when you first started watching my
oh,
videos,
yeah.
You know, I still have the email that was like, hey man, is it cool if I do this? I said, absolutely. My fee is $5,000. You paid that up front immediately, and absolutely. Here we are.
I had that money ready, guys. Never doubt. No, that's so funny. I forgot that was like back in 2023, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. It was.
Oh my gosh.
Right, like a little bit after my first Mighty Morphin video came out. You were pretty on the ball about it. It was out for like maybe a month, and you got the whiff of it.
Yeah, so very ironically, it got recommended to me through YouTube's algorithm.
Oh.
So I stumbled upon it myself because of that.
And the YouTube algorithm, it doesn't always do you good, but when it does, you know, you can't fault it.
I would definitely say so. But hey, I'm so glad to finally have you here. Guys, if you don't know, Mr. Connor the Waffle, he is the creator, voice, PNG, and amazing movie star that creates all of these amazing Power Rangers videos that we react to very regularly. And if any of you ever complain that I am always reacting to Mighty Morphin, he's the one that made that video.
I did, and if I'm gonna be a little honest, a little peel back the curtain, I'm not proud of it, really.
The Mighty Morphin video?
Yeah, I'm not too proud of it.
Why? Wait, now I want to know. I want the deets. Hit me.
Well, it was, you know, that was the first Power Rangers thing I ever did.
Sure.
And before that, I was a Nintendo tuber. I got my, 300,000 subscribers from that. But Power Rangers was very like, ooh, I don't know if this is gonna do well at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right. I was kind of into it for a while, but towards the end, it's also the longest season.
Yeah,
so
MMPR.
Towards the end, I definitely get burnt out a little bit. So like, if you'll notice, I didn't even like really watch Alien Rangers, if I'm being honest. I definitely like got a little summary because
it's not good. You're not missing anything.
That's what I felt. I think I watched a little bit of the first episode and I was like, no, not after 180 Mighty Morphin episodes. I'm not sitting through 10 more of this.
Yeah, it's really bad because, so I'm speaking from a point of bias because my favorite Super Sentai season is Kaku Ranger, which is the source material for it. And
yeah,
I am just like, look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to my boy.
They actually couldn't have ruined it even worse. They couldn't have ruined it more if they tried. That is like the peak what could go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we did get Super Megaforce, so
it does get worse. If you ever think to yourself, it can get worse, just remember it can.
Yeah.
It can always be the worst thing imaginable.
It's just so frustrating. Listen, if you ever want to learn about Kaku Ranger, I'm your guy, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I've been told I need to dive into Sentai eventually, more than like the 3 seasons I've already watched. So
what have you seen so far?
I watched all of Gokaiger to hype up for Megaforce back in the day.
Sure.
Like that's how excited I was for Megaforce.
Okay.
I watched a good bit of Mega Ranger. And I watched a bit of King Oger.
Okay.
If that's how it's pronounced. And that's it. Because Gokaiger was my first one that I watched, I've watched every movie that they've had. So like I watched the Go Busters movie because they showed up in there.
Yep.
I watched the what is it, like the one where they all like the one where it's like
they
have teams and they're like fighting.
I know what you're talking about. I cannot for the life of me remember the name. Guys, if you remember the name, type it in chat, please. Thank you.
That was a good one. So anything with Gokaiger I've seen.
Okay. 199 Sentai battle. No, that's like the big crossover. It's like it's the one where it's Gokai Red, Zhuo Eagle, Sasori Orange, Tokyo. Pink. I can't remember the number. I was trying to think of it. Go-Go, I think. Oh, Saikyo battle. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
That was good.
Hell yeah. Also, oh my gosh, we're getting some cheers. I don't know if do you watch Twitch at all?
I'm aware of it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know too much of the culture.
So people can buy a currency within Twitch and then use it to cheer. And for me, I have it so they can use that to send messages. So we got 2 messages. One, as someone whose name comes from Supernatural, hunting and Power Rangers, I feel like this is an interesting topic. Merrick Balaton? I always forget his actual pronunciation. Merrick from Wild Force, I'm assuming, is my top favorite. I say as I have God knows how many Merrick fanfics. Oh damn. Okay, listen. Whoa, that's crazy. And then our second one is I love Power Rangers and I'll watch it on road trips when I need something to watch for 8 hours. Well, hey, listen, have I got something for you to watch for 11 and a half hours? Connor just put out this awesome Saban era video.
I hope that will keep you occupied for a good 11 hours.
Absolutely.
Which is most trips.
Yeah, 100% it will. But yeah, you've actually seen, so Gokaiger you've seen. I have not actually seen Gokaiger yet. I'm trying to work my way up.
What?
So I'm working my way up. Way up. So I'm on Hurricaneger currently. And I've seen as far back as Jetman. So Jetman all the way up through Hurricaneger.
Okay.
So
you see, that's probably the best way to do it because I watched Gokaiger not knowing anything apart from like the couple of Mega Ranger episodes I saw. So they got to the Mega Ranger episode. I was like, oh, spoilers. I was like, okay, I get that. There's Mega Ranger reference. I understood that.
Yeah.
But everything else is just like I'm just banking on like Power Rangers nostalgia and hoping that the Sentai seasons kind of align with it.
There's some really funny ones because like, funny enough about Kaku Ranger again, Ninja Red in Kaku Ranger is the same actor in Gingaman, the source material for Lost Galaxy, for the Magnet Defender. He's reprised both roles multiple times.
That's awesome.
I don't remember if he shows up in Gokaiger, but I know he shows up in later seasons constantly as both characters. So
there's definitely a the Magna Defender Sentai equivalent. There's definitely an episode where the actor is there. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, Bull Black. So. Oh yeah, and then Car Ranger with all the comedy. Yeah, you were probably like real confused about like Car Ranger stuff as opposed to Turbo.
Right, I was like, I don't recall this. There's like a unicycle part that they used in Megaforce. I was like, oh yes, iconic Turbo unicycle. That, like, I'm just banking on hoping.
Listen, Car Ranger is really funny. I'm not gonna lie, because it just makes fun of all the really awkward tropes that have come so far in Super Sentai.
Oh yeah, especially up to like that point, because like I've had interest in Super Sentai, but like I don't know if this is like the wrong take. But whenever like it's like everything from like Go Ranger up until like Jetman, I think it's just like I see it and I'm like I don't know if I could sit through this. I don't know if I could watch Jaka.
Yeah, I don't think. Listen, nobody could watch Jaka. Jaka's the only Super Sentai season that got canceled.
Oh, really?
It is still to this day, aside from Akiba Ranger, the shortest running Super Sentai season to date.
Well, that's good, because whenever I do see those suits, I'm like, oh, this is not the direction.
Yeah, Jaka was well, I haven't seen it myself, but I've seen some pieces of it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, but they do have Big One. They do it. Yeah, I see you, chat. They do at least have Big One. So there was something else that I was curious about, because I know you've mentioned it in a couple of your videos, and obviously, you know, we're still a little bit behind. We just finished the Ninja Storm video finally. So, how much Kamen Rider have you consumed?
There was a Gokaiger movie where they had the crossover with Kamen Rider.
Hey, no way.
And I watched that one. There was he wore a white suit and said "Kita" a lot. I remember that one. And
that's
there was
Forze, I think.
I think so. I remember seeing Superhero Time bumpers during Gokaiger and seeing that.
Gotcha.
And whoever the bad guy was in that, that's basically, I have, apart from that, I don't know like anything about Kamen Rider at all.
Okay. Well, I can tell you there's some really easy points to jump into if you're like nervous at all about starting it. I don't even know, are you interested in starting it at all?
I am interested. There's just, I'm so like, I feel like I would need to first really like get into Super Sentai, like first.
You don't?
Really, I don't.
So,
I think
really funny thing, Super Sentai and Kamen Rider did not start crossing over until, God, what is it, like the equivalent of Samurai, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
So we did it before them with the Masked Rider Mighty Morphin crossover.
So we were kind of ahead of the game, I think.
We were.
They
Yeah.
stole that from us.
Yeah. Oh, Shinkenger X Decade, not Drive, Decade. But yeah, it's a really funny thing because I'm sure you've heard Japan has these split time slots or eras, as they're called, based on like the rulers, and then they name them. So like there's the Showa era,
like Reiwa, or however you pronounce it.
Reiwa, you got it.
I was like, okay, I didn't understand really what it meant.
Yeah. So there's 3 big eras that we talk about for it. There's the Showa era, which is like back in the day, the older stuff. There's the Heisei era, which was like 2000s up until like late 20-teens. And then there's the Reiwa era, which is what we're currently in.
Okay.
I will say, if you ever want to watch like OG Kamen Rider, that's in the Showa era. I would say that might be the only thing you need to watch. And then Black and Black RX are both also really good, which Black RX is the source material for Masked Rider.
Okay.
So that's good. And then you just jump ahead to Heisei.
Yeah. Because you know, they've always been in like, you know, those like crossover. I played a lot of those games where it's like, I can't remember what they're called, like the Compati Hero series, like those video games that have like Ultraman and the Gundam and stuff. And there's always like Kamen Rider in there. And I'm always like, yeah, absolutely. I've always been vaguely interested.
Well, hell yeah. That'll be an interesting thing to see how you like it. And some of it's relatively accessible. And unfortunately, just like Super Sentai, it is also hardly accessible. Being a Western Toku fan is very difficult, as you will come to learn.
It's very hard to legally be a fan.
Yeah. Yes, it is. I have complained so many times about how hard it is to consume content of the tokusatsu nature, just because like so many different people in America own random seasons of Kamen Rider for no reason. So it's like you look to like Shout Factory, who does all like the Super Sentai stuff, and they have Kuga, skip a season, skip a season to Ryuki, skip like 15, 16 seasons to 01, skip another season or 2 to Geats, and it's like, what happened? Where are all the other seasons?
I know, that's how you'll start confusing people. It's kind of like if some kid just opens up Netflix, he'll be like, the first Power Rangers ever is Beast Morphers, because that's just, or Ninja Steel, that's just what's there. Like, oh, this is the first ever Power Rangers, interesting.
I'm gonna scream. I feel bad for anybody that starts with Ninja Steel as a season. I don't like Ninja
They're
Steel.
better off watching Mini-Force or something else. Do not watch Ninja
Steel. Wait, so have you seen every single season of Power Rangers to this point?
I have, yes.
Okay. Because I remember listening in some of your videos, you were like, I don't remember seeing this, or like, this is my first time watching this, and I'm like,
yeah. So definitely like so like I graduated high school in like 2013, and I was like looking for like, you know, a job or something, and I had a lot of free time, and at this point Netflix had like all the Power Rangers up to that point.
Yeah. And
Megaforce was coming out, and I was like, oh, okay, so like I should lock in and like kind of catch up on everything. And I would jump back and forth. I'd watch like a Saban era and then a Disney era just to like, you know, mix up the tastes. There were some where I just had like prejudices against. Where I was like, Ninja Storm, this theme song sucks. I'm not watching it.
What? That's crazy.
This is the 2013 mindset.
Yeah,
right. I'm not watching this.
Right.
Turbo was like this. I think I was like, this morphing sucks. Or the movie, I didn't like the movie, so I was like, I'm not watching this season.
I got you.
It was just little things like that where I was like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
So whenever I do say that in the video, it is true. I was like, I didn't watch this until this point because I have to.
It's funny hearing all of that because it's like, as someone that like, so I watched almost every season as they came out. Like I wasn't old enough to be there from the start, but like a lot of the seasons that I did consume were like as they were airing or like maybe like a year or two after they aired. And I would always sit down and watch them, even if I was like, I don't really like this season. But there are definitely some that I haven't seen since I initially saw it. Like I haven't seen Operation Overdrive since I first saw it. I haven't seen any of the Neo Saban era since I first saw it. So
oh yeah. I mean, there's definitely like a lot of those. There's only a couple that I've watched. A good like In Space. When I made my In Space video, I didn't rewatch any of it because I knew like every episode by heart, and I was just able to like this that easy. A lot of it was like I'd say like 80-90% of it I haven't watched since like 2013 when I binged them, and I remember being like, oh, this was good, but I don't remember anything that happened. So rewatching them for the videos are always fun to do.
I get you. Now, before we move on to the question section, with viewer submitted stuff, I'm going to give everybody a reminder. Guys, if you have not already, and you're over on the YouTube side, please check the video or stream description. You can see a link to submit your own questions. If you're on the Twitch side, let me grab that link for you because I'm sure you guys are like, what are you talking about? What submission are you talking about here? And I'll pin it for you in the Twitch chat. So ask questions here. And then I will... One of my mods, can you pin that? Oh, never mind. You already did it. You beat me to it. Thanks, mods. Thank you, guys. So, then we've talked about Kamen Rider a little bit. We talked about Super Sentai a little bit. Is there a season of Power Rangers that stands out to you so far during this whole research trip, during this whole journey of making all these videos? Do you think there's a season that's especially stood out to you for positive reasons and for negative reasons?
Question.
Hit me.
You know, I am surprised Mighty Morphin lasted as long as it did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was going into it, I was like, you know, I knew every episode had around 40 episodes. And then when I went to there, I was like, oh my God, 180 or something? Like that was, there was definitely like, you could tell they were definitely like running the ship. They're like, we're kind of out, but we're just going to keep making it. They were holding off as long as they could to like adapt another season. So that's always a bit surprising.
Sure.
I am surprised more. I forget how like Power Rangers in the Saban era is like, it's very episodic. It's meant to be like just throw on a random episode on a random Saturday and you can get with it.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's hard to binge those episodes.
Yeah.
So Disney seasons, when I'm doing it for this video, they're easy. Like I'm finishing up those videos a lot quicker because they're easier to like.
Ooh.
They have more of a flow to like actually watch like 13 episodes in a row and like, okay, I don't feel burnt out from like a monster of the day formula, which is, it was a surprise. I didn't realize how much of a difference there was between those two.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I didn't think about it like that because at least back in the day when Power Rangers was on Fox Kids, I think it was like a daily show where they had new episodes coming out like every day for a while. And then
really
when they needed breaks, they would do like a week or two off. And then it was daily. I think. I'm pretty sure. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I feel like that was what it was back in the day. They didn't keep that going for very long. Yeah, I'd imagine that the production on that would be crazy. It was weekly?
Yeah,
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I just remember watching it daily when I came home from school or something.
Right. I don't think you have that little kid ADHD. I don't think I've seen this episode. I don't think I've seen the Pudgy Pig. Let's go. Yeah.
Pudgy Pig shows up twice. I hate that episode so much.
Pudgy Pig episode?
But no, the second Pudgy Pig episode.
Oh, yeah, that one's a little depressing. I guess the happy ending at least.
Yeah.
I think.
It's a little bit better at the very least. But yeah, it sounds like Mighty Morphin was the shocker for both. That's so funny. And just how it changed. Now, have you gotten to the Neo Saban era yet of like watching for video's sake, or are you still like sticking to the Disney since you're there?
So right now I'm currently like, I have the tab pulled up on YouTube. I was halfway through the episode. I'm watching Jungle Fury right now.
Oh, how are you enjoying Jungle Fury?
That's a very good season, especially after coming back from Operation Overdrive, which I don't hate.
Okay.
But
okay.
Jungle Fury, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh man, I'm kind of getting burnt out. And then in the next episode auto plays, and then I hear the theme song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm locked back in. I'm like, all right, you know what? I could keep going. I could power through this.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much Operation Overdrive that you can take, right?
I usually will let the credits roll if it's a good song because they play the instrumental. I'm like, all right, but with that, I'm like, shut up, because then it plays the outro credit like with no vocals, and then it plays the next video and it starts with the theme song. So I got to hear it twice.
Oh.
So when it's Overdrive, I'm like, I can't do this.
That's so terrible. Wait, so you said you don't hate Operation Overdrive? I'm so obviously like the video's not out yet, and I understand that.
No. I mean, I could always like.
Yeah, give me the deets. Give me the deets.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I think there's definitely more boring seasons. It does enough that like it keeps it fresh. So like, you know, it has multiple villain factions.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like, Florius and you know, he's boring, it's like, that's fine, because, you know, you might get 2 or 3 episodes without him. And it's definitely not my favorite. And if, you know, like back in the day, before, like in a time when RPM was the last Power Ranger season, I would say Overdrive was the worst.
Okay.
But in today's day and age, it's like, you will think that season is a blessing if you ever watch, you know, Ninja Steel. Or,
I was gonna say
Megaforce.
That has me so curious. Then, do you think Overdrive is like a bottom 5 season at the very least?
Bottom 5 probably.
Okay.
Bottom 3, I wouldn't put it in the bottom 3. I'd put it. It'd probably make the cut for the bottom 5.
Wait, what's your bottom 3 then? I would imagine Megaforce / Super Megaforce, Ninja Steel, Super Ninja Steel, and what else?
Ninja Steel, and you know. Probably Zeo. Like,
damn!
Zeo is a little it's like, it wouldn't be so bad if it was like 10 episodes. Like, that would probably be a good number for Zeo for how many interesting things that happen.
That's
in my opinion.
So funny. Wait, so you're gonna love this. Zeo used to be a top 5 season for me. And then I got back into Power Rangers when I started making Ranger content. Before lockdown or during lockdown, and I rewatched Zeo during that time, and I went from being like, this is a top 5 season of all time to this is a bottom 5 season.
You're like, this is actually not that good.
No,
you know, it
really isn't. And I'm like baffled why when I watched it, like not necessarily when I was younger, but like when I was in like, you know, like high school or something, when I rewatched it then too, why I still loved it then. And then watching it later as an adult, I was like, this sucks. Cause like the plots are boring. The music, except for the opening and the Gold Ranger theme, suck. They're so garbage. Most of the filler episodes are really, really bad. Oh my God, I'm with you on that one. That's a hot take, but I agree with that one. That's a good one.
Like for me, a lot of Power Rangers can sometimes just be saved with like a good song and like, you know, hype moments. Sometimes hype can be a little more useful than like a good story sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that's why like Mighty Morphin season 1, it's like, it's, you know, it is kind of boring, but you know, you hear the theme song 10 times. You know, like they play the hits. They say it's Morphin Time. You see the Megazord. It's like,
bring on the power sword
that keep you invested. Yeah, bring on the power sword, and then you hear the song again. Like, all right, like this does go hard. You know, when they summon the weapons, I'll look that up my own. Like in my free time, I'll just look up like summoning the power weapons, and I think I'm always just blasting that.
Yeah.
But Zeo, it's like Zeo at least has those moments. as opposed to like Ninja Steel, where it's like there's no good theme song or like cool characters to carry it.
Yeah, it's I haven't seen Ninja Steel since it came out, but I had a really hot take for a while that like I still feel like is a justified hot take, but like I understand why people don't like it. I sometimes think Ninja Steel is actually worse than Megaforce.
I think it is too. I guess I have another hot take is that like Megaforce, like years later, you know, with the power of like years later.
Yeah.
It's like that's one of the, for me, it's Megaforce has become so bad that it's good. Like I have rewatched Super Megaforce probably like 10 times. Because I'm hoping I always like I want to find something different and I never do. And maybe it's because like when I first watched it, that made me stop being a fan for like years. I was like, I can't watch this anymore. I'm not watching this show anymore. And it hurt me so bad that like maybe now years and years later, it's like I can watch Super Megaforce and like I can watch it all the way through and be like, okay, that was a time. I can't do it with Ninja Steel. I do think Ninja Steel is worse than Megaforce.
Oh, thank God, finally somebody sees the light. Yeah, Ninja Steel, especially like Ninja Steel, like the first season, I was like, this is just not great. But Super Ninja Steel, I felt got really egregiously just bad, especially towards the end of it. And I remember distinctly because I remember the finale airing, and I remember screaming at my TV while it was airing.
Yeah.
So finale's happening and Rangers are fighting the big bad, whatever it is. Rangers are like, I don't think we can handle this, guys. Let's get out of here and retreat and whatever. Monsters walking towards them. They run away in plain sight, plain view. Monster goes, where'd they go? As they ran away right in front of them.
That was definitely like the beginning of like the super babification of the show, where it was like,
man.
I remember like there's a screenshot that a Twitter like there's this Twitter account, No Context Power Rangers, I think, and he always posts the YouTube video that the official Power Rangers thing posted, where it's like it's farting Wednesday, because there was like an episode where like the two comedy guys were farting a lot, and they uploaded that as its own YouTube clip, and it's like, every time I see that I'm like, that sums up Ninja Steel for me.
Yeah.
And to go back to what I said earlier, you know, I looked at, I took a peek at the YouTube chat, and someone said a Ranger never lets go of his weapons. And it's like, that's funny. Like there's moments in Megaforce that are like, it's so bad that like you can't help but laugh at it and meme with it.
Yeah, or there's a logical explanation for that.
That's an iconic one.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I like when Troy goes Super Saiyan. I think that's actually unironically like the most ever acts in the whole season, and so like he, you know, it's better than never, I guess.
Yeah, and the Robo Knight, you have a mission to fulfill. Like there's genuinely so many moments in Megaforce that you can kind of meme. But Ninja Steel, I think, is just, it gets so egregiously bad because it's just bad. You don't have those like, wow, this is so bad it's good moments.
Yeah, I can't remember anything from Ninja Steel that was like decent.
I remember the finale and being really mad at the finale. And I remember Dimensions and Dangers, the crossover.
Yeah, I remember that.
I really had problems with it because, again, I remember when it aired and I was like, me, the #1 Power Rangers enjoyer in the world with the most based opinions ever. I hate the multi-universal stuff. I hate that RPM is in a different universe. I hate that Dino Charge is in a different universe because it feels awkward to try and force crossovers between them, and it makes for sloppy storytelling later, especially. Dimensions in Danger had the opportunity to fix that. Because literally the bad guy's plan was, let me merge all of the dimensions into one. And they stopped him from doing that. And I'm like, you could have fixed it! It was right there!
Yeah, I kind of like the alternate timelines. It makes it, you know, it makes me feel less depressed. The idea of like RPM exists and everyone's dead, and I'm like, oh, like there's a Jungle Karma pizza in RPM. I'm like, oh, this implies that they're dead, and like, I guess I'm like, it makes me feel better that you know they're still chilling.
I just hate it with all the like, oh, we made this weird dimensional traveler thing, and I'm like, no, you didn't. Shut up. No, you didn't. How? Or like in Beast Morphers where they're like, yeah, so we have the RPM Morphers. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you do not have these Morphers. There's no way Dr. K let those up. Absolutely not.
There's a point where they're just like we created this cool story, but we don't know what to do with it. So
yeah,
like we'll just play with it as opposed to like do something with it.
I cannot wait for you to get to like the Hasbro era. I cannot wait to hear you rip it apart at times.
Oh, like I'm kind of depressed because I'm like I'm leaving like the best of times.
Yeah,
it's like
it is funny in retrospect, like looking at the Disney era, and I started thinking about this when we were watching the Ninja Storm video with Kane and Andrea. We were all like, oh wait a minute, the Disney era might be the strongest Power Rangers ever had. Cause
it's
like Ninja Storm's at least like good, Dino Thunder's fantastic, SPD's at least good. I'm not a big fan of Mystic Force, but I don't think it's bad. Operation Overdrive is the kind of one stinker. Jungle Fury is amazing. RPM is amazing, and that's just like, what is that, like an average of like an 8 out of 10 per season? Like Saban didn't have that.
No, they didn't. Like Saban had a like. I would always argue that like the Disney seasons were like better, like storytelling wise and like as a show. But I do believe that like Saban had like the best like moments like in Power Rangers. Like if like I like looking at like crossover morphs or fights and everything from the Saban era. I think the theme songs were like consistently hits in the Saban era. I think I agree. In terms of moments, I think the Saban's better, but in terms of a show, Disney's definitely like quality.
I feel that. We got another cheer. We said, see, it's a bad thing for me because as a writer, I look at Power Rangers critically. And as much as I love Jungle Fury, man, does looking at it critically make things different. Well, just don't look at it critically.
There's a thing, you can turn off your brain.
Yeah,
it's all right to turn off your brain sometimes.
They're morphing with sunglasses. Okay, that is the worst part about Jungle Fury, I will say. The sunglasses morphers are so bad.
That is bad. I just finished editing the part of my video where I'm like, hey, this is stupid, isn't it? But I don't want to upset anybody, so this segment is immediately followed by the theme song. So
but I don't want to upset you guys, so here's the theme.
here's like probably the best theme song ever in Power Rangers.
Oh my gosh, it is it's definitely a top 3. I don't know if it's my number 1, but it's definitely top 3 for me. Ooh, that's a rough one.
It might be my number 1, like in terms of a song.
It's good, but I'm trying to think if there's like. Dino Thunders is up there for me. Just because
Dino Thunders is good.
I think it's just because I meme it so much, because like anytime someone's like, oh, we've got light. There's a light in the distance. I just start doing that, you know?
Like stimming, you know, like there's like a lot of the songs have like moments. Like I don't really like the Lightspeed Rescue song until like the guitar solo kicks in. I'm like, this is the best song ever.
Yeah. You should watch Go-Go 5, because Go-Go 5's opening is an absolute bang.
I will say, like every Sentai opening that I've heard, it's like Okaiger's is really good. I don't know too many Sentai openings, but Go Seizure may be like one of my like favorite openings in terms of like a song.
Oh,
like that is super, like I don't know, it's catchy, it's hype. I only know like 4 Sentai openings, so
I'll find you the Go-Go 5 opening then. Do you like jazz?
A little bit.
If you do like jazz, you'll like Go-Go 5's opening.
Okay.
Also, Time Rangers is really good too, for that same reason.
It's like, I know like the Time Fire, I know that little tune.
Yeah.
I go Time Fire. I know that. And
that's a really good one too. No, there's so many good Super Sentai themes, and it's funny because having seen every counterpart Super Sentai up to Hurricaneger, it's so funny like comparing them, because I have a friend whose favorite season is Lightspeed Rescue, and I constantly poke fun at him, and I'm like, yeah, Go-Go 5 shits all over it. It's like it's not even close, because like the big thing Go-Go 5 does better is it's not just that the demons are family. All the Rangers are family, so the entire season is family based.
Family. I know, like I'm pretty like Maji Ranger's also like family based, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
You know, I don't hate Lightspeed Rescue. I do think Carter is like probably like top 5, like easily like Red Rangers.
He's at least yeah. Cool. I'll never say that Carter's bad, but I just always dunk on Lightspeed Rescue for being kind of forgettable.
Yeah, it is one of those things where it's like it has a lot of good moments. Anytime the theme song plays and you hear that wow, now, you're like, all right, that is pretty heroic.
Yeah.
But as a whole, yeah, it is a little like nothing's happening.
Yeah. Go-Go 5 does the same thing with the theme song too, because it'll just all of a sudden you'll just hear the jazz start and you just get the hype in you all of a sudden because it's like, I heard a trumpet, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've given you guys enough time for questions, and if you have any more specific questions that you want to ask, of course, use the form that we have there. But if there are more that you didn't get a chance to submit, feel free to ask them in chat. We might pick out various ones, but I'm probably just going to be going off of what we have from Marshmallow. I will not be showing them on screen, just in case some of you guys are freaks. It's Connor's first time here. He doesn't stream very often. I want to make sure he feels secure and safe. You know? All right. Oh, thank you for another 100 bits. One of the things I like about Power Rangers is the fact that, as Connor said, you can turn your brain off and enjoy. It's good for when you need a nostalgia boost. True.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. I like that. Also, Thorn, thank you for the super Lightspeed Wild IO. True. So true. So true. All right. Connor, let's start it off. I'm always going to ask you the question first, and then we'll bounce back and forth, and we'll discuss each thing, and we'll go from there.
All right.
What is the best Ranger finale for both of you? I mean, it's...
Ooh, that's real good, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to... Like, In Space is my favorite season.
Yeah, but say it. Just say it. What is it? What is it, Connor?
Countdown to Destruction.
There you go.
Is probably
Easy.
The best finale.
Easy. 100%. I agree with you. Slam dunk answer.
Yeah. if we want to challenge ourselves and pick something other than Countdown to Destruction, for me, it's after that it would probably be Dino Thunder, because it's the most simple. Like, we beat the bad guy and now we go to prom, and it's like it's happy. It's quick, and it's what you want from like a season like that.
It's funny. I didn't think about it. So do you know the creator Toa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him like dunking on it before. And he's like, Dino Thunder's ending sucks. They fight Mesogog in a back alley. And there's no Megazord fight or anything. It's just they fight him in a back alley.
They do fight him in like literally a greenhouse, if I'm not mistaken. Like they fall through a roof and they fight him in the greenhouse. It's not very cool, but in terms of like the high school of it,
yeah,
it's like there's sometimes a bit of sadness, like a Time Force is probably like love the ending, but it does make me like feel depressed immediately after it's over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think Time Force is a great there's genuinely a lot of really, really good answers, but a lot of them do definitely end up being sad. And even seasons that I think, while not bad, not as strong as some of the other ones like Time Force or In Space, Wild Force also has a fantastic finale with the rain scene where they're all doing the roll call in the rain.
That is like probably like peak Power Rangers in my opinion as like a whole. Like that is like
what's crazy?
Tops that in terms of hype. Yeah.
They ripped that from Gal Ranger.
Well, they picked a good thing to rip off, like, because sometimes they don't rip things off enough, and it shows.
It's super funny because Time Force and Time Ranger are almost 1-to-1 storytelling. There's very few things that they changed. Rancic was one of the things they changed because there's no Rancic in Time Ranger. Mm-hmm. And then Wild Force is the same exact thing, that they ripped off everything again, but there's no Master Org in Gal Ranger. So they did the same exact thing, but Gal Ranger was a way weaker season, so they didn't fix any of the mistakes. like Kite.
Oh yeah, that's definitely Kite. A downturn in that season is Kite.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, but hey, good question. Thank you.
Very good.
Also, if we get duplicates, I will probably just skip them and just say, hey, we just answered that, but thank you. So if you could make your own Power Rangers show or Super Sentai with complete creative control, what would you do? Who would you cast? What's the story? Oh God, that's a pretty open-ended question.
Yeah, it's a pretty big one. A lot of like concepts have in like for me have been done. I remember having an idea of like years ago of like King Oger kind of, where it's like majestic knights and stuff like that. Like I thought that was kind of cool. It's like if majestic knights was kind of like, you know, better. and so yeah, I don't really know. I would. Good question. What about you? Well, I think about this. Why stew it over?
So one of the ones I'm continuously surprised that we've never seen anything. There's no like Greek mythology season. So I feel like the monster pool is massive for Monsters of the Week. The Ranger powers is massive because they could just do the Greek gods. Like,
yeah.
And it's just, there's so much that they could take from it. And especially because like, you know, Epic the Musical's really big right now. They're making an Odyssey movie. I feel like Greek mythology is really big right now. Even though God of War, the games are about Norse mythology now, everyone remembers them from Greek mythology. So it's like, where's the Greek mythology one?
That's a good point. I mean, even with like Cosmic Fury, there was never like, that was the time to kind of like rip from the Sentai and kind of just be like planets and like it's like a real space season, because like in space wasn't really any space themed apart from their Astro Megaship was in space. That was really it.
Yeah.
So like something with more like cosmic powers would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a world before King Oger, I would have said something like mystical knights, like with the capes and like, you know, words. I was like, that's always been like my jam.
I like that. That's a good answer. Good question. Thank you. Connor, I fell for you. Oh.
All right.
That's it. There you go.
Oh, thank
no,
you.
no, I'm
you
kidding.
know what?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Connor, I fell for your channel through the Power Ranger videos, but I also watched your other videos too and very much enjoyed them. Definitely was fun seeing that Mario Kart video. So just out of curiosity, what are some other videos that you have in the works that aren't just Power Rangers related?
You know, I'm always like, you know, looking to expand things and just try out something new. Like again, like I was a YouTuber. I've been a YouTuber, I guess, since like 2014, and from then until like 9 years, like it's been like my full-time gig since then. And it's been like, you know, I've done Nintendo for years and years and years, and I eventually wanted to branch out and do this, you know, Power Rangers. Obviously adjacent, I've always wanted to talk about like, you know, anime series that I've always liked. I really like Hunter x Hunter. I would like to eventually do that. Yeah.
Good pick.
I love One Punch Man. I love Agretzko. You know,
yes!
I would eventually like to.
Oh, I love Agretzko. It's my favorite Sanrio property.
Yeah, me too. After the Netflix show came out, I was like, this is my favorite. Yep. Like, I can finally fit into Sanrio conversations. So I'm like, Retsuko is my favorite.
Now is Retsuko your favorite or is somebody else your favorite?
What's his name? I always call him Dodongo, but that's not his name. He's the donkey.
Tadano?
Rich. Yeah, him.
That's my favorite too. Yes!
Yeah, there you go. He's good. I like him. His name's not Dodongo. Yeah.
I love Tadano. Yes. Oh my gosh. Good picks. Also, Kane's here. Hi, Kane.
Oh, hello, Kane.
He's the one of the other people that was with us at the panel back at Power Morphicon.
Absolutely, I remember him.
Hell
Mr. Sexy Deep Voice Man.
There you go, Kane. That's you now, Mr. Sexy Deep Voice Man. That's your new intro. But cool. Thank you for the question. Cool to know that you want to pivot into some anime in the future. You're gonna become an Anituber. You're gonna move to Japan and then cover Super Sentai directly as it comes out. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that's the one dream at a time, if only.
That's the pipe dream. That's the timeline, you know. Any chance you'll do a video reviewing a Sentai season, like to compare to its PR counterpart? Connor, what do you think, Connor?
Well, I do have a Sentai video. Or let me look at the calendar here. What is today? May, June, July? I think July, August-ish. There should be a Sentai video coming out. I think I announced it on Twitter. It's not really a spoiler. I have a video on Akiba Ranger.
Yep.
That is set to come out that I'm very excited for. As for other Sentai, you know, this was actually my test because YouTube is very mean to, you know, Power Rangers and Sentai footage especially, where it's like they will instantly like nuke your video if they don't, if you're like, you showed 4 seconds, that's too much. So Akiba Ranger was kind of my test, and I actually surprisingly, didn't have too many troubles with the copyright system. It was my big concern. So with that, I would definitely test the waters to want to try out some Sentai videos. It would just be, you know, I don't know if I could start at the very, very beginning, because that might be a little too rough for me to, like 15 years of, you know, boomer Sentai.
True. So what you're saying is you need someone to go over Super Sentai with you.
Hey, you know what? I think we have room in the budget for that.
Hey, let's go! And I do have the Shout Factory DVDs if you ever just want to like sit down and watch them.
That's actually not a bad idea. So we'll discuss that business.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the dinosaur fantasy. You know. Good question. Thank you. Also, thank you for the 100 bits. In case you missed my other one, it's Bala 10. Oh, for Merrick's name. Yeah. And I tend to rip his season to shreds because I feel so sorry for him, to the point where making a video/story where he never became a ranger. That's crazy.
Merrick?
Yeah, poor Merrick, man. What?
I only know how to pronounce his name because of that rain scene. He's like, oh yeah, Merrick Ballantyne. Okay, that's how you say it. That's the first time he's ever said his last name.
I guess so. Yeah, apparently we have a budget can. I didn't know this. I was unaware. I feel like
budget, but it's a budget.
We'll take it. Now, I feel like you kind of answered this already because we were talking before the stream, like really got into the question segment. Which series has the best could listen to for the rest of your life theme song?
Oh, Jungle Fury.
Yeah.
Like that is like, I don't know. That's like when I think of Power Rangers, like that's got like the perfect high pop punk energy where it's like, it's fun, but it's victorious. You know, it's the right amount of, it's like Beyblade. It's got like, or Ninjago. It's got that like, like, we're having fun kind of vibe to it. That
I feel that
it doesn't fail to get me hyped.
I do feel that. I'm so torn on this because it's like I have like my meme answer is Zio, just so I can go Zio calls.
Every season, every season has like a meme part where you're like with Megaforce, I'm always going meh. I'm just like every season has something that you could just like have fun with. Like this is the peak song now.
Yeah, absolutely. God, there's so many. I almost feel like I'd want to cheat and pick like one of the Ron Wasserman songs from like MMPR, like Fight or Combat or something like that. But I feel like that's too easy, you know?
Yeah. All right. Which one of those? Which of the Mighty Morphin like fight songs?
Oh gosh.
It comes on, you're like, that's it. That's the one they play.
We Need a Hero is really good. Combat's really good. Frick, it's hard, man. Like, I think I would probably pick We Need a Hero.
That's a good one.
But Combat and 5 for 1 are right up there. Because like 5 for 1, I still find myself singing, but it's not like, it's just because it's brain rot like in my head, you know?
Yeah. I'm always like, whenever I think of Fight, I'm like, I don't remember how that song goes. And then I just like, who will come running?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, that part does go hard. All right.
We'll take them down. Anyway, thanks for the question. That's such a banger. What do you think about Power Rangers' tendency to nostalgia pander to Mighty Morphin? Well, I like this. Specifically, and barely anything else. It's especially weird to me when they target it towards kids whose parents might actually be younger than Mighty Morphin itself. What a good question.
That is a good question. I don't like it. Like it's like it's okay every now and then, but the idea of like that's the Power Rangers is like, I really no. You know what? The more I'm thinking about it, I actively hate it. You know, it's like when I'm watching, you know, Akiba Ranger, for example. There's an episode where it's like Shoe Ranger.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, they used it sparingly. It's not like plastered all over the place. Like, you know, it's like, oh, okay, it is like, and in that episode, it is like the season that's like, hey, it's old people, like, you know, that's fun. I remember how it was back in the day.
Yeah,
but I don't like the reliance of like, I don't know, like Mighty Morphin season 1 is fun, but like it's not the only Power Rangers, and it's definitely not the most interesting Power Rangers.
It's not even the best Mighty Morphin season.
It's not. I think Mighty Morphin is at its best like in season 2 for like 10 episodes until the 3 leave and they have to get the bad voice actors.
Oh, sheesh. I actually think MMPR season 2 is like the lowest MMPR.
It is, but only the first like 10 episodes. Like,
okay, I understand.
Season 2 starts, and from there up until like I think it's literally like 8 or 9 episodes, and then it's like new voice actors come in and they're barely using Jason, Zach, and Trini. It's like that small window for me is like peak Mighty Morphin.
I gotcha. I might have to like rewatch some of those episodes because I do remember, because obviously it starts with the mutiny, which is great, and then it's like a filler episode or 2, and then it's Green No More immediately, or like that plot starts. I now that you say that, okay. I do love the Thunder Zords too. I'm so love the Thunder Zords. Do you know
that is probably
so? Kane told me about this the other day and found the video for it. Did you know the Thunder Zords that they filmed in those scenes are the actual toys?
Someone told me that, like, I think it was in my comments, like, I saw it a couple months ago, and I was like, oh. I looked at the clip again, I was like, it is just, like, the toys.
Yeah.
Like, it is the American footage toys.
Yup. And they went out and bought the toys to use them for that shot. And I'm like, ain't no way. And there's a video of them like making it happen now because more stuff has been, coming to light because internet,
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's the Thunder Zord summoning is like easily like the best Megazord summoning
yes!
in like, all of Power Rangers. Like, it will never be topped in terms of like how cool it is.
Yeah. Kane says it's because Japan wouldn't give them the Die Ranger mecha, so I get that. Yeah, Ryuseo especially was a nightmare. That was the Red Dragon. So
yeah.
So I have a really weird answer for the Mighty Morphin thing. Because yes, it is weird, and yes, the pandering sucks. However, because of the really shitty situation that Hasbro has put us into, and I will shit talk Hasbro all day. I apologize in advance, Connor. I don't know if you want to get caught in this crossfire.
I don't care.
So because of the shitty situation that Hasbro has put us in with not having a season in now 2 years, because it's almost 2 years now since Cosmic Fury ended, and with zero information about what's happening next, and with the auction that they had and the garbage like Lightning collection and how that ended up, it feels really weird to say, but I'm kind of hoping whatever comes next for Power Rangers is a reboot of Mighty Morphin, and then immediately divert from it. Just do the one thing, catch the people's eyes, be like, Power Rangers is back, and then immediately go to something new and original.
Okay.
Just because Power Rangers is like dead right now, and I think that initial nostalgia boost would help get new fresh eyes on it, or at least eyes that wouldn't be on it normally. And then immediately go away from Mighty Morphin again.
It's like, I guess like I don't know, because in my head, Marvel's done this thing where they've taken things like, if you go back in the day to Guardians of the Galaxy, they were nobodies that nobody really knew of, and they made it this they made them insanely popular, and they kind of did it again with Thunderbolts. Here's kind of a nothing team. I feel like you could do Power Rangers in a way that doesn't feel like, because to a lot of people, like Mighty Morphin is like, when they think Mighty Morphin, they just embody it as all of Power Rangers. So they're like, all Power Rangers is Mighty Morphin season 1. It's all like cheesy and like, it's supposed to be cheesy and like stupid, and I'm like, it's not supposed to be cheesy. It's just, it can be, but it's not like supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like this. It's just a low effort show that we're just laughing at because it's goofy and it's fun. Like it is more than that. So whenever I don't know, it's the reliance of Mighty Morphin just as a whole. It's like it's always gonna be played as the goofy thing where it's just like it's the 90s. Like it's you can't think of Mighty Morphin without the 90s. So it's like you'd always rely on that. I don't know.
That's kind of why I want it to get like one last hurrah. I'd be like, all right, cool, you're done. Like take it out back. Shoot it. Right. Like old Yeller style. The last goodbye. Yeah. Because it's like I understand, and like I have a lot of really good memories of Mighty Morphin, even though I wasn't alive when it was airing. I have a lot of really good memories for it, and like I already said, I love the Thunder Zords. I think Tommy as White Ranger is significantly better than Green Ranger, and more enjoyable for him in a role. But it literally is just if Cosmic Fury was a banger, I would not be saying this. And if we had more seasons coming out, but because
I guess that's fair.
Because it wasn't
like the only thing,
and it's dead right now. That's why I'm like, I think to revive it, give it that nostalgia adrenaline boost, and then pivot away immediately and do something else. Like do Die Ranger.
The only thing that can keep us life.
Yeah,
finally do that.
Yeah, finally do Die Ranger. Or what is it? Squadron mode? My apologies, I got it wrong.
I can't wait to watch Power Rangers Squadron.
Oh, it's gonna be so freaking fun. But yeah, so good question. I think both Connor and I agree that the pandering to Mighty Morphin needs to end, and was a detriment and still is a detriment to the franchise. Yeah, thanks. Hello, thank you for all your hard work, Connor and Roy. I don't know what I did. Question is, what 5 Rangers would you pick for a multiverse level threat team? Multiple colors are fine, and who should lead? 5 Rangers specifically.
5. Well, it's just once a Ranger 2.
It kind of is, yeah.
Well, Andros is my favorite Ranger, so he leads, of course.
Okay.
And then I want the Magna Defender, but specifically the Magna Defender. I don't want Mike.
Yes!
I want that dork. I don't like
Mike.
I want the actual. Like, yeah. I don't like Mike either. Like they kind of ruined it. Like I like the Magna Defender. Like that's a cool guy, and his theme song is like, mwah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Oh, we got.
I'll tell you, he's amazing in Ginga Man as well.
Oh, that's good. With that suit, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't make that guy lame, or else you ruin it.
His name is Bull Black.
Bull Black.
Yeah.
All right. That's unique.
Yeah.
So Andros, Magna Defender. You know, I like Jason. Like, yeah, he is like kind of like in my eyes, like the perfect leader type of person, even though he's not leading here.
I get you.
He's still like a good commanding voice.
Sure.
Let's get some diverse. Let's get a Corone. I like her.
Oh, okay. Corona and Andros on the same team? Okay.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. All right. Yeah, they can finally live out their dreams. And let's get a Disney Ranger in here. I'm faffing around. You know, maybe it's just because I'm watching Jungle Fury, but I really do like Lily.
Okay.
Like, she is one of the actual girl Rangers who is not like just a girl. Like she actually can. But I like that.
Good picks. So it's really funny because I kind of had this conversation earlier last week, or earlier in this week, where someone was like, "Well, who are the what's your strongest Ranger team ever?" And I went, I cheated because I went for lore. I didn't just be like, these are my favorites. I went for lore. So I giga cheated, and I was like Nick from Mystic Force because magic is busted. I went for Jaden from Samurai because symbol power is busted. I went Doggy Kruger because it's Doggy Kruger. I went Casey because one of the strongest martial artists in Power Rangers history. And then I think I took Dino Thunder Black Tommy because just put a Tommy on the team because why not?
Right.
You know?
You could have just been like all 5 Tommies. Just like
someone said that in chat. Yeah. So
it's like this is definitely like playing Pokemon Stadium and just picking the legendaries.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, this is my team.
Yeah, it's like it's hard because like I have my favorites as well, but like if we're picking like this team has to win and defend the multiverse, I'll just pick the team that's the most OP. And like that's the team. Like honestly, you could just say the Mystic Force team and you're good because magic is just disgustingly broken and not balanced at all, even in Mystic Force. So yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I don't care about the fate of the world. I'm picking who I want to see. And I'm like, you know what? If the world loses, at least I had fun.
Listen, if I don't care about the fate of the world, I'm picking Adam, Billy, and God, who else?
You could almost have a full team of Adams.
Almost. I had 3 Adams.
You'd have Adam Mighty Morphin, Adam Turbo, Adam Zeo, Adam in Space, and then Adam Operation Overdrive.
Well, those are still MMPR Adam, to be fair, like in the suit. Different. You know.
But his Overdrive one gives him his Ichigo voice.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he really does. He leaned into it really hard. It was really funny. No. Anyway, good question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I think I know the answer to this question because I had to ask you about it for the art. What morpher would make for the best stim toy?
Oh, it like, if you ask me my best morpher, it would be the in space. If you add the caveat of the stim toy, it's still in space.
Yeah,
because
the buttons.
Flippy noise is like, that flip is so like it's so like, it's the perfect flip sound. The buttons, like I hit 335 all the time. No, that for design, function, and stimming, it wins all those categories.
Good pick. Good pick. Ooh. This is a tough one. I mean, like, the thing is like, I have like 3 or 4 MMPR morphers, and like every once in a while, I'll just grab it and I'll do the morphing sequence because it stims really funny.
That's good, honestly.
But like, oh man, I feel like there's a lot of really good answers. Ironically, the Operation Overdrive morpher is really fun because it's just a spinning wheel, you know?
Yeah, it flips open like that too.
Yeah, so that's just fun for the stimming aspect.
Yeah, the Lost Galaxy one has the gold thing that spins in the circle.
Yep. That's another good one.
That's tons of fun.
Turbo Morpher. Just do the pose and just get the key in and rev it.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple. There's a couple I think would be really cool like that.
You could probably mess around with like all of them. I mean, I like even pulling out the Megaforce Gosei head.
Oh
like,
yeah, just sliding it down.
Yeah, sliding it down and then putting the card inside and having it snap in there.
Oh my god. I don't know if I could ever live with myself if I seriously did that as a roll call. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's definitely a minus 10,000 aura.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. All right, cool. Thanks for the question.
Yes, thank you.
For Roy and Connor, what's your favorite Hasbro era Power Rangers? Okay, well, the list that you put is unfortunately not correct. They listed Samurai to Cosmic Fury, but the Hasbro era is literally only Beast Morphers up to Cosmic Fury. So it's only 2.25 season.
If we're going off the real Hasbro, I'd probably say Cosmic Fury, honestly.
Whoa.
If not just because it's, you know what? No, I'm not gonna fake it. I do like that season.
Okay.
I think that is a good season.
Okay.
If we want to go with the one he gave us, you know, maybe this is a hot take. I think Samurai's pretty good.
I don't think Samurai's as bad as everyone makes it out to be. It's definitely like, it reeks of they just got it back and they needed to get their feet wet again. But I think Samurai's not that bad. It's really not.
I think it's like, it's pretty all right.
Yeah.
I do actually, and I do like all the Rangers, honestly.
If we're going from the actual like Beast Morphers through Cosmic, I think it's Dino Fury, and I think that's like the slam dunk answer. Because even though the first half of Dino Fury I think is a little rough, I think the finale of season 1 of Dino Fury is actually genuinely fantastic, and then the first half of season 2 is good, and then the second half of season 2 of Dino Fury is really, really good. Because they finally let the Rangers act. They finally have like good storytelling. They have good character interactions. The finale for season 2 is also fantastic. Like, really, really good stuff in I think Dino Fury is honestly the season that got robbed the most from being like controlled too much from like from beyond the scenes, you know. But if we're picking from Samurai to Cosmic Fury, it might still be Dino Fury, just because that second half is just so good. But I think Dino Charge, the first half, like the first season, not Dino Supercharge, just Dino Charge, is just amazingly good, and a high point for the Neo Saban era. But it's rough. That's a cluster season. That's just like
Dino Charge.
Yeah, Dino Charge. It's just like all of those seasons.
Yeah, Dino Charge was like, again, like this was like my post Super Megaforce depression, where I was like, they've let me down. They had the most slam dunk season ever, and they ruined it. So I was like, I have no faith they will ever do anything good. So I didn't watch like any Dino Charge for like a while. I watched like a couple of episodes occasionally, but I was just jumping random thing, and I was like, nope, I'm still angry.
When you get to Dino Charge, I think you'll genuinely enjoy it, and then get disappointed again. Because Dino Charge is genuinely, I think the highest point of the Neo Saban era, and I would put it like up to bat with some of the goods from Disney.
Okay.
And the opening theme is a top 5 opening theme.
That is good.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Yup.
Power Rangers.
But the problem is it's not Super Dino Charge. It's Dino Supercharge.
They're like, we heard you make fun of us for Super Megaforce, so we're gonna get creative with the name. We're gonna mix the supers around and put it somewhere else.
And unfortunately, Dino Supercharge is just significantly worse than just Dino Charge. It's just it's too busy, it's too messy, and the ending feels weird. So, yeah. Well, hey, thanks for the question. Good question.
Thank you.
Here's the biggest questions. Who's your favorite Ranger throughout the series? I know your answer. Go ahead, say it.
Okay, Andros.
Do it.
If not Andros, let's give it a second answer.
Sure.
Zane.
Who'd you say, Zane?
Zane. I do like Zane. When I was a kid, I wanted to be like Zane. I remember like there was like one of the episodes, you know, he's getting ready for his date with Astronema and he throws the morpher. And I was always like, that's kind of funny. So I would always like pretend to play Zane and I would hide the morpher under my clothes. I was like, haha, I'm Zane. But now as an adult, I unironically do that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually Zane. Like, where did I put my wallet? I don't remember.
I love Zane. I thought he was so much fun.
Oh yeah.
Good picks though. Yeah. Mine's Adam. Yeah. I've just always enjoyed him. And it's funny because looking back, it's literally just because of the In Space episode and like some of his one-liners and I just love Johnny Young Bosch. So, you know? Yeah.
Because like my favorite things of Adam when I was a kid was the Mighty Morphin movie.
Yeah.
Because they were for some reason like, you're the comedy one. So it was just like, you know, there's of course I'm a frog.
Yeah.
Want to play Kick the Can?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I was like, this guy kind of gets it. He's kind of cool. And then I got older and I was kind of like into martial arts and my like references, I would just watch Mighty Morphin Unmorph fights. And Adam was always doing the most like insane things. Like, whoa, this guy's flipping around. Like he's going crazy.
He just knows his stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And then the second one is, what type of martial arts did they learn? Because I couldn't figure it out. To just Rangers in general? I think it depends on the season.
Yeah, you know, Mighty Morphins, they were definitely more Taekwondo based, doing a lot of fancy kicks and flips and stuff.
Yeah. Unless you're Trini, and then it was Manta style Kung Fu.
It would have been interesting actually to have like a season of like, you know, boxing where it's just like all day, apart from Adam, the one time in Zeo, like just a ranger that doesn't do any kicks or flashy moves, just like throws haymakers. That'd be kind of funny.
It's so funny because I've seen the Sentai, like I can talk about this more so. I'm so glad you brought up Zeo and the Adam thing. The reason that it's like that is because all of the O-Rangers all have different martial arts, and Green specialized in boxing. And even though he's the boxer, he doesn't have control of the Zord. So he has to teach the Red Ranger how to box so they can beat the monster for that episode. So it's like a training arc episode. I wish they properly did that with Adam. I think it would have been really cool.
They're definitely not like, all right, Adam, you're gonna teach Tommy something. That was the era of like Tommy knows everything, obviously.
Yeah. God, I wish they adapted Die Ranger too, because they literally have a drunken boxer and it's so cool.
I think I've seen like the clips of them like doing that, like their poses.
Yeah,
like, so one of them's kind of drunk looking.
Yeah, it's quite literally drunken boxing, because they do have an episode where he gets drunk because he gets into a drinking match with one of the monsters. So it's so Die Ranger is so freaking good because there's so many unmorphed fights, and then the stunt work in the suits is just fantastic. Also, Die Ranger's kind of dark. There's so much like death and violence and like blood like in Die Ranger.
That's what I've heard. And like anytime I do see like any Die Ranger like tribute or you know, cameo in a season, the red one is always painted as like the badass fighter.
He was
that like anytime he shows up in anything, it's like, oh, the Die Ranger, and it's just him beating people up. I'm like, you know what? That goes pretty hard.
Yup. Man, if we do actually do Sentai stuff together, I'm gonna geek out so hard about Die Ranger because I love it so much.
Oh yeah.
I will say the one thing that sucks about Die Ranger though is the White Ranger is you either like him or don't like him. Yeah. We'll get there eventually. We'll get there. Anyway, thank you. All right. What's next? Connor VTuber arc when? All right, Connor.
You know, I've always liked the idea, because I already have a little guy, like you know, my little PNG guy showing up.
Yeah.
But you know, to take it to a more animated level.
Okay.
It'd be interesting. I wouldn't be against it at all, honestly.
Okay.
I'd be a VTuber, like, you know, like video essayist.
I mean, hey, I think that's something good to know though, because like VTubing is just a form of content creation. You don't even have to be a streamer. You could just use a PNG or your model for creation. Very important. It's all branding, you know, all how you make your stuff.
All right, you know what? I'll have to look into that, but I do know I've heard it's a bit expensive
to
get a
very
little guy.
Much so. It is very much so. All right. Favorite Ranger from each era.
Ooh, okay.
I think we both already picked our Saban era Rangers.
Yeah, we got our Andros and Adam.
Disney.
Oh, that's a.
Can I pick Adam again? Operation over
time.
You
could pick him like for a little cameo.
It might be Casey.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me it's like Casey. I have like a top like Casey or like Jack.
Kruger.
Like Jack. There's a lot of good ones. Like
there are a lot of really good picks.
I think I'll go with Jack just as a
I like that. I will say this too, because I haven't seen the Dino Thunder video yet, so I have no idea how you feel about him. How do you feel about Connor?
He's I think he's like interesting a little bit as like I can't remember what I said in the video. I think he was just like the first Red Ranger that's kind of like a dick. He's not really fit to be a Red Ranger compared to like, you know, the Saban era, like hero types.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite in the season, but I don't dislike him. He is just kind of there for a good bit of it.
I really liked him, and I always feel so weird saying it because everyone says basically what you just said, but that's why I like him so much, because he sucks in the beginning, you know, like, and
she's a woman.
Yeah.
That's a good base. Like, it's so funny. Like,
it's like that kind of thing, but like it's the same thing. Like, everyone loves Sky sucks in the beginning.
Yeah, Sky's good at like being just unlikable enough, because Connor is just like, I see him and I was like, yeah, you know, he's just teenage douche, but like, you know, you could tell he's gonna be a good person.
Yeah.
But Sky, you're kind of like, this guy's not being a good person, but it just on the brink of like, don't hate him yet.
Yeah. But I like Connor specifically for the episode where like he wants to quit being a ranger because he's like, well, I have dreams and aspirations, and Tommy's literally like, well, if you want to give up, like, do it. And he chooses not to, and he obviously he has the moment. But I like that episode for that reason, because it almost feels like when Zordon was like, well, I didn't want to keep you guys from your lives, so if you want to go back to your life and do that stuff, go do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's like, I do it in my Operation Overdrive video, where, you know, it's coming out.
Yeah,
there is the iconic moment where the Rangers are like, we don't want to do this anymore.
Great.
And it's just like all the compilation of every season where it's just like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not doing that.
All right, cool. So Jack, and I'll say Casey.
Okay.
And then Neo Saban. I'll probably say Tyler from Dino Charge.
I honestly really liked Mike from Samurai.
Green, yeah?
Yeah, I did like him, mainly for like when he it was the episode where him and Mentor butted heads. He like hit him with the plant. Like, I was like, okay, he's got a bit of an edge to him.
Okay.
I think in terms of actors, he was probably like the best actor in terms of what he had to work with. I don't know. I like Mike.
Okay.
Even if he did attack an old man 45 minutes away from me, you know, that's you know, we take that away from that.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, I'll pick Tyler, you pick Mike, and then we have Hasbro era.
Hasbro era, man, that's really.
There's not that many.
Yeah.
So I have a cheat answer and then an actual answer.
Okay, let's hear it.
The cheat answer is Billy.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because he is a main character for Cosmic Fury. He's like legitimately part of the team for like 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah.
And I really liked him stepping into the mentor role, and
yeah,
it's
really
good.
nice. Yeah, it's good, like, you know, because like Adam would do it in Overdrive. It's like it's nice to see the other Rangers thing. I loved the Once and Always movie.
Yeah.
I watched it like 3 times in the day it came out. Zach and Billy just doing something. I was like, that's good. So Billy is a good. I don't know if I would consider that a cheat answer. He is like fairly prominent.
Yeah.
And he actually does stuff.
The non-cheat answer is Amelia.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me either Amelia or Zato.
Okay. I like how we both went Dino and Cosmic Fury. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Slim Pickens, but like that's basically what we got there.
I would have said if Beast Morphers was just a better season, I would have said Devin, because I think Devin has a lot of really good growth too. He's basically Diet Wes, but like I still like it. It's still a good story. Just because it's been done before doesn't mean it can't be done well again. You know?
Yeah. Look at Dylan and Tanaya 7. Like,
yeah,
you know, you can still do it.
Yeah, exactly that. Oh, someone said Heckle. I mean, you're not right. Technically, that's right.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
he's a good Ranger too.
Yeah, that feels like a cheat answer. He's only Ranger for like 1 episode and he gets bodied.
I'm gonna say Andros because he shows up at the end of Cosmic Fury with the Zord.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could redo any Power Rangers series, which one would you choose and why would you choose it? Also, why is Megaforce the best series, JK?
I mean, you just answered the question. You know, Megaforce is the one season you redo and you just do it right. And like,
yeah,
I'm not even asking for too much. You know, like just play the music.
Yeah.
When you're doing the other seasons.
Have proper like cameos for like every season.
Yeah, every episode should have been a cameo episode.
Yeah,
like doing something because they have footage for every. You know, the Sentai has every episode for every like thing.
Yep,
it's very easy. Get rid of the Tensu episode.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the answer.
Oh, make it a full season and don't cut it in half with Ghost Ager footage.
Yeah, don't just forget that. Forget all of that.
Yeah. I think that's a huge, that's a travesty, man. That was such a travesty.
Yeah, it's like episode 1 of Megaforce is like, look at the Legendary War. Okay, we'll see you in 1 year and 20 episodes later.
Yeah.
Until then, watch this like generic Mighty Morphin rehash.
Oh my gosh. I'd probably pick Megaforce as well, or Megafarce as they're saying, which is kind of funny. There's one answer that I always thought was really funny. Because I was creating Ranger content back in the day, and it's all gone. You can't find it anymore. Because I deleted it off the face of the internet. So I did episode by episode reviews during the Beast Morphers era. And unfortunately, I got really burned out doing weekly reviews, and also just because of how it was handled. Because I don't know if you were watching Rangers at the time, but like it would be like, here's 7 episodes 7 weeks in a row, and then we're gonna take like a 2-month break.
I was watching Samurai was like, it was on Nickelodeon, and I was like, oh, we have that, so I was like watching it every morning. And Megaforce was the same thing. Yeah, it was like 2 months was like 7 episodes a week, and I was like, we'll come back in like 5 months.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Like, what is this airing schedule? Like,
but during Beast Morphers specifically, I don't know if it happened during the rest of the Neo Saban era or anything before that. For some reason, there was contracts in other countries where they didn't have to have the delay, so it would start airing in like the UK, and it would just air straight up. So we would have the entire season finished before they even came off hiatus in America.
I do remember, because I was always like kind of slightly on the ball with Power Rangers, and I would look it up and it'd be like, oh, the episode leaked or whatever, you know, it's like it aired already, so here's the spoilers for something that hasn't happened yet here.
So during that era, Simon Bennett, who was the showrunner for Beast Morphers and Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury, literally while Dino Fury was still airing, he was asked if you could go back and redo any season. He's like, I wish we could go back and do Beast Morphers again. Because and everyone's like, but you just did it. And he's like, yeah, but did you see how shitty it was because of how many people from the outside were influencing the show and didn't let us make decisions? And it blows my mind, first of all, that he said that. Because Simon Bennett was crazy with how vocal he was. With like, we got so much behind the scenes stuff of how much interference there was in Beast Morphers especially, that I'm like, man, this season could have been something special just by what he's saying alone.
Yeah.
So I'm almost curious what could have happened just because of what he said.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the obvious answer is Megaforce and Super Megaforce. So
yes.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Power Rangers Hyperforce?
You know, when it first happened, because they had Bulk on there, and he was a ranger. I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting. And I watched a little bit of it, but like I just wasn't really into like the D&D stuff. I know my friend, you know, he watches, what is it, Critical Role? That's like the big one.
Yeah, me too.
Like he's really into that. It was cool that they had like, you know, Christina V be on there, and Andre, you know, Black Nerd was there. That was really cool.
Yep.
You know, I would watch the morphing sequence, like, oh man, they're going all out with this.
Yeah.
I've watched bits and pieces, but like I've never sat down and like watched like the, you know, 3-hour episodes. I've had people be like, you should make a video on it. It's like how I do with regular videos, which would be kind of funny. Like,
oh, absolutely,
play the epic music over like, you know, D&D like episode here. You know, that'd be kind of funny.
I got like an episode and a half in, and I liked the story and the build up and everything like that, and it seemed really cool because from a story perspective, they're just basically doing, hey, let's do Time Force again, but we'll jump around to different Ranger history points, which I thought was dope. But I really, really dislike the system they play in, because it's not D&D, and I love D&D, and the way that they played, I was like, it's such an actually kind of like moment, but like there were so many times where like it would be like one Ranger's turn and they'd be like, okay, and I do this, and they're like, all right, cool, that hits, and moving, and then the Ranger would interrupt and be like, okay, and then I do this and this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, bro, come on, man, like keep some realism to the game, please.
Yeah, it sounds more like it was just more like fan fiction come to life as opposed to like a game. It
started feeling like that at times, and I hate that like it bothers me so much. But like I love tabletop.
Yeah, I kind of feel what you mean. Yeah, I feel what you mean. It's like okay, let's roll the dice. It's like, no, my character already pulled out the power blaster. You don't get to reverse it. Like this is gonna hit because it would be cool. It's you know. I get that.
There were definitely parts that felt like that, but I would. And then they asked if they announced a season 2, would you want to participate on the show as a player? Absolutely. I think that'd be so cool.
Oh yeah, I want my own Hyperforce morph. I want an official morphing sequence that's recognized by Power Rangers.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Thank you. Thoughts on Megazord cockpits? Like in general, like.
Yeah, I really hate the Samurai Onward cockpits. Like every single one from Samurai up until then, where they're like, even before that, I don't like standing up cockpits.
I don't either.
I don't like. Yeah, I like in space. They got they have like. I like there in like Mighty Morphin where they're like kind of act. It's like the 3 Rangers up front and then 2 Rangers in the back, like facing, not where the enemy is. It's like, I like that like setup.
Yeah.
In space is probably my favorite. They have the keyboard, like the Dell keyboard.
Yep.
And when they do the Mega V3 missile, they they show the joystick. I like that. Like it feels like a cockpit.
I like that. That's good. I think I feel the exact same way that you do, and especially like as like the Hasbro era really pissed me off, where they for some reason kept introducing things in the cockpits that were like Beast Morpher Mega Blaster, and like they would shoot a gun, but the Megazord would do like a sword slash. And I'm like,
yeah,
why did you do it? It's obviously American shot footage so they could sell a toy. But I was like, why did you do this? Like, it's so terrible. But yeah, I feel exactly like Gunnar does. I like the traditional MMPR and in space cockpits. Yeah.
I was trying to think otherwise. So it was like Lost Galaxy also, even though it was Sentai footage, they also have the thing where they're like standing up and like,
yeah, they all have their own like pedestal type things, and they were using the daggers to control them.
Yeah.
Oh, the Shogun Zord cockpits look sick. I will say that, because those were original made, and they looked really good in my opinion.
Yeah, those are pretty good. I do like those.
Yeah. All right, cool. This is a good one. I like this one. Time to settle the debate. Who's the best mentor?
Ooh. I'll tell you, it's not Zordon.
Yeah. Listen, that motherfucker's playing 4D chess. Okay.
It's not Zordon.
It's not Gosei.
It's not Gosei. I'm leaning towards a Disney season. Just off the top of my head.
My top two are Disney season, so.
Mm-hmm. Who are they?
So they're gonna be super obvious once you hear them. It's Dr. K and RJ.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna say Dr. K and I guess would Doggy count? Is he a mentor even though he's a ranger?
It's so weird because like if we say like a ranger can't be a mentor, then RJ would be out too.
Yeah.
But like in some senses, I've gone back and seen some of the footage of like the stuff like Kruger's done, and I'm like, this feels like Zordon style mentor, where he's like he says something and the Rangers are like, that's stupid, and then they do something and they're like, you know what, you were kind of right.
You were right.
Yeah.
I guess in terms of like a leader like that, I think Captain Mitchell might be a little better than Doggy in terms of like the military style.
Yeah.
Mentor.
I love Kruger. Don't get me wrong, great character. I was just like, I just don't think he's the top two. I
do like how he's like, he doesn't no nonsense. He does like yell at the Rangers and like, I don't care if you're crying. Like, it's kind of fun.
Oh, someone said he's a general, not a mentor. I think that's a fair point.
Okay. Oh, good. No Doggy.
Yeah.
I guess I like probably Dr. K or Captain Mitchell. I do like me some Captain Mitchell.
Captain Mitchell's good. Good part of Lightspeed Rescue. I like that pick.
Yeah. I whenever I think of him, I just think of when Carter was not supposed to save the little kid or something, and I don't know. He was just like, most of the mentors would be like, you just got to save everyone, but I can't remember the exact premise of the episode. But there was like a little kid in danger.
Yeah.
And Captain Mitchell was like, don't focus on that. Save somebody else right now. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
I do remember that. It was like, because they were trying to put out like a fire or something that like would have killed the kid too if they didn't put out the fire. Right. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So, yeah, good picks.
Yeah. Or Mentor G. No, I'm just kidding.
No, Mentor G! Hate that guy. If you could make one Power Rangers toy line, what would it be? I don't know what you mean.
I would just make more Morphers. I'd make just bring back old Morphers so I could buy them at reasonable prices.
I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna say cosplay line. That way we get Morphers, helmets, and weapons.
Oh, okay.
Because, and I will never get over this, and it's part of the reason why I scream about Hasbro so much. Hasbro did 4 or 5 of the 8 helmets from MMPR, or 4 of the 7 helmets from MMPR, and 4 of the power weapons from MMPR. But like, we got red, blue, pink, and white helmets. And weapon-wise, we got red, blue, yellow, and green.
It is a little strange.
Yeah. And it makes me so mad, dude.
They're very inconsistent with toys. But like, I don't know what the toy line is, but I have like the Mighty Morphin Morpher, and it's like the really good one where it's heavy and
Legacy.
Like, that is like need more of that. I need like more of these like real. I want to buy like a spiral saber that's like actual, not little kid sword length, where it's like 5 inches. I want like a real thing,
a real weapon. Yeah, I think that's why I'm so mad that the Lightning Collection just dropped the ball, because like the cosplay weapons and the helmets are really good, and they're for adults. So like the power sword, like Jason's power sword, is massive.
That's awesome.
But they just didn't finish it, and you can see on the power weapons they have like the slots where they would attach to each other to make the power blaster.
Yeah.
So it was planned, but because the toy line was so poorly received, they just didn't keep going.
But yeah, you can have some of them, I guess.
God, it makes me so mad. It's so baffling that like we got Kimberly's helmet, but we didn't get the power bow, and we got the power daggers, but we didn't get the Yellow Ranger helmet, and we didn't get anything for Black.
Yeah, what the, I don't know. I didn't know that. That's insane.
Makes me so mad. And Black is the cosplay that I did, so I'm like, oh, man, I needed those. I needed those for the cosplay quality. All right. Connor and Roy team up. No Ranger powers. How many putties can y'all handle? Ooh.
I could definitely take on like the average horde that like Rita and Zed will send down. Where it's like we're having a picnic. I send down the putties. And there's like 10 of them. I could easily take on an entire horde of them.
I could do it
in a regular episode.
Absolutely. So long as Fight is playing in the background.
Right. As long if that's playing, I could take on a million. Send them all my way. I would like when I was in high school, I was like really into like martial arts, and I would do like bicycle kicks and spin kicks and like all that stuff. And I would be in my like backyard pretending I was surrounded by putties.
Yeah.
And I would like I'd throw a punch and kick in front of me, and then pretend there's one behind me and do like a jump kick. I probably looked a little embarrassing, but I don't care. I was full on like. I was imagining fighting hordes of putties coming at me from all angles and throwing Power Rangers moves. It was good.
Good pick. If you have seen a Kamen Rider, what is your favorite character in season? I've been a fan of you since I was 10. Thank you. I think that's a question for you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for being a fan since you were 10. I haven't watched any Kamen Rider that wasn't a part of a Gokaiger crossover. Yeah. So
we'll get you.
Forza would be my answer for that.
Yeah, we'll get you some. Don't worry. I like Kamen Rider Kuga for what it's worth. Ooh. That's my favorite season so far. Yeah. This is a big one. What is that? Is that a light in the distance?
You see them coming closer?
You know what? I just might now. Oh my gosh. Connor and Roy, who'd you say is your favorite Power Rangers villain? And who'd you say is the best Power Rangers villain? Favorite is just purely subjective, and best is genuinely like objective opinion rather than subjective.
Favorite for me is probably Astronema, just for last season. But probably in terms of like most effective, I would have to say Lord Zed from the first like couple episodes of Mighty Morphin.
Yes.
Like that was peak like villain, because I think I mentioned it in the video where it's like he changes. He's different from Rita, which is just like Billy's having a bad day. Here's the pudgy pig. It's like he played like mind warfare and was like, actually going inside and having different plans as opposed to just the monster for a little bit. So like early season 2, Lord Zed is probably like my favorite dastardly villain.
It's a good pick. I like that. Oof. This is such a tough one because there's like a cluster of villains that I just love in general. Mm-hmm. And it's like Astronema, Trakina, Rancic are like usually like my top 3.
Yeah, those are good ones.
I would probably say I'd probably go with Astronema as well for favorite villain, just because like man, like In Space is just such a perfect season. And
it really is.
It's like it's even more heartbreaking watching Astronema go from like, oh, I don't have to be evil, to getting Borged. Like she is gone.
Yeah, like honestly, like early Astronema is a little like a little like annoying little princess.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, but like going through the change of like she quickly does become good, and then just emotionless evil. It is like that is a good villain.
Yeah. And then objectively best villain, I think Ransik probably goes up there because at least before it was revealed, killed a Power Ranger. That's pretty successful.
Yeah.
Mesogog maybe up there because Megazog did do a bunch of crazy stuff too. Vengex, I'd say, literally destroyed like 99% of the world.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Oh, yeah, I'd say like those. Also, honorary mention, Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze is... Oh, where's my autograph book? That is a good one.
I love him so much. He's so good, dude. He's my favorite part of that movie.
I'm surprised they didn't like try and make a bootleg version for like the TV show, because obviously the actor is like, he's not gonna show up on the TV show, but you can get like a version of him to get that goofy and evil, sinister kind of mix. Like Ivan Ooze is unironically a really good villain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, invades the power chamber, basically kills Zordon, destroys the Rangers, powers and Zords and things like that, almost destroys the world. Like, did really well. I think they probably just didn't use him because there was no stock footage for him, but like season 3, like they had Rito.
That's true,
so yeah, and Master Vile technically, but they barely used Master Vile.
Right, like 3 times. He's like, I'm here.
I mean, he's the big bad in Kaku Ranger, but Rito is like the first half of the season big bad. So
I know that.
Yeah, he's a junior in Kaku Ranger, and then I think Master Viola is just Daimao, which is just great evil, or like evil lord.
Nice.
But yeah, fun question.
Yeah, thank you.
Which would you like to see an English adaptation of first, Geats or King Oger? Geats is a Kamen Rider season, so I would imagine you'd just pick King Oger.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like King Oger has some of the most like insane like fight scenes. Like the slow motion and the zooms and like what looks like the blood squirting out. Like,
oh yeah,
I'll show that to people. It's the same thing as the Goju. What's the current season?
Gojuger. Yeah.
Like that fight from episode 1. That's like the fighting game thing.
Yep.
Like you show those to people and they're like they don't know. Like they're gonna think of like, oh, that's Power Rangers. I just remembered Mighty Morphin season 1 American footage. But like, those are some really, really good things. So definitely King Oger.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with you. I haven't seen Geats myself, but I have seen footage of King Oger because I haven't watched the season. But yeah, I think that would be super cool. But like, in some capacity, like I almost wouldn't want it to be turned into Power Rangers. I'd just be like, just dub it. Do what Ultraman's doing and just dub them instead.
I think it's like if you gave it to someone else, like has a vision of Power Rangers and was like, here, put it on Netflix. Here's King Oger. Do whatever you want. You have no restrictions. Like you could do something with it.
Yeah,
but
I'm actually curious. I'm gonna steal a question here for the next one for me.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the rumor of Power Rangers continuing next on Disney Plus?
I'm like, obviously, like anything Power Rangers is like, as a Power Rangers fan, you have to just take what you can get.
Yes.
It's like,
I agree.
I'm like I have a friend who's really into Ninja Turtles, and it's like, if they have a Ninja Turtles thing that sucks, it's like, who cares? Because you're going to get 15 other things down the road.
Yeah.
With Power Rangers, it's like, you got to make it work. And I'm always like interested in something happening. Like if it's on Disney Plus and like, I don't know how many restrictions they'll have in terms of like whoever's really in charge. So I would be interested in seeing, because like, I don't know, maybe I don't watch too many things in general, but like whenever I watch modern shows, like they all seem to have like quality and care to it. Like it's always like a spectacle where it's like, it's only 10 episodes, but we go all out and you'll get season 2 in like a year or 2.
Yeah.
So I would hope it does something good, but I'm rooting for it. I don't want anything to fail Power Rangers wise.
I'm with you in that regard. I hate that it's just the rumor right now. Because like I got that question a lot in like my chat and my streams and comments and things like that, and it's just I want to be hopeful and I want it to be real, but it's so hard to like get excited or anything without having that official like press release or like here's the cast or here's a trailer or anything, because we're still just in limbo because we still don't have anything concrete.
Yeah, it's always, and it's just always gonna be like it's been passed over to a new director. It's this or that. It's always just, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'd rather just be like, it's confirmed. Here's a screenshot.
Yeah. But I am with you. And then I think a lot of people were like, oh no, like Disney's gonna ruin it. And I'm like, did you forget like that Disney kind of cooked with Power Rangers? Like literally.
And they have Marvel now, and they've done pretty good stuff with Marvel. So it's like, you know, just puts a little bit of that sauce into Power Rangers and it'll be good. You know, as Power Rangers fans, we don't ask for much.
Yeah.
So like, if you give us something, we will gladly eat it up.
Yeah. And the rumor also on top of it was that it was going to have the Percy Jackson, there we go, oh my God, showrunners. Did you see the Percy Jackson series?
I did not. Back in the day?
I didn't, well, no, this came out like a year ago.
Oh, okay, then I have not seen that.
It's like recent to Disney Plus. I haven't finished it, but what I did watch, I enjoyed a lot. And that gives me hope. But again, gotta temper it, gotta wait, gotta be patient, you know?
Yeah, especially for me, you know, I'm running out of seasons. Like I'm gonna be done eventually. Like I gotta have something else.
Super Sentai, there you go, easy.
That's true. Yeah, that'll be the filler until the new Power Rangers.
We'll start with Zhu Ranger, so that way you can be like, whoa! Like that one video that popped off on the internet for a while, and half of the Power Rangers internet got mad, the other half got excited. It's Japanese Power Rangers.
The Japanese Power Rangers conundrum.
You know exactly what video I'm talking about, don't you? When I see that.
Oh man.
You just start there and then like go forward a couple seasons and then be like, you know what? Let's go back, and you go to Jetman just for the sake of it.
That's not a bad idea. Just do all this Power Ranger seasons. So do Zhu Ranger.
Yeah.
And then just go to fucking O Ranger.
Yeah. No, you have to do Die Ranger and you have to do Cocker Ranger. Don't skip
They're not
them.
full seasons.
No.
Watch 10 episodes of Cocker Ranger and be like, this is the alien experience.
Okay. Die Ranger was though, because that is season 2.
Oh. That's fair.
Because that's what the Thunderzords come from.
I'm only going to skip to the Megazord fights and review them like that.
Some of the monsters are also there. And the White Ranger.
Oh. Okay, that's fair, actually. Okay, that might be a little bit more than...
Yeah.
But Cocker Ranger just gets the 10 episodes.
No! I'm going to scream, Connor, don't do this to me. It's my favorite season.
I'll be like, why are they not aliens? This is weird. This is not very good.
But they're actually ninjas. That's what makes me... Like, they do ninja arts. They do ninja things. Oh, it's such a good season.
I'm gonna be like, Cocker Ranger's not very good. No mention of Aquitar anywhere.
I would die. I would just explode. Oh my gosh, dude. All right. Connor and Roy, if you were to hypothetically get isekai'd and reincarnated into the Power Rangers world, who would you want to be, including the ups and downs of the character's relevant plot points?
Let's see, who has it easiest? Probably Tommy. I get to be Super God, and I get to...
I mean, yeah, Tommy's a good pick.
I'm all powerful, yeah.
I feel like Adam's a good pick too.
Yeah, Adam's a good pick.
Because he
helps space.
He helps create Space Patrol Alpha, apparently.
Yeah.
Which was kind of cool.
Random lore drop.
Yeah.
He's like, I hung out with Bridge that one time, so I think I'm gonna start this thing, claim it as my own.
That'd be really funny if that was like a closed time loop thing, that like Operation Overdrive has to happen, so Adam gets the idea to create Space Patrol Alpha, which eventually becomes Space Patrol Delta. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'd probably say Adam, because he gets to come back a bunch of times, does really cool martial arts, gets to say I'm a frog.
Yeah, I was gonna say Andros, but I was like, I gotta deal with like
trauma.
Sister dying and losing her, and my best friend, you know, almost dying. Like, I'm having a pretty rough time.
Maybe your whole team dying before the Space Rangers.
Yeah, my real friends dying. Like, man, this is not as fun. But I do get the Spiral Saber, so it's a trade-off of cool and bad.
Yeah, but then you have to kill Zordon.
I get to brag about that in Forever Red before they edit it out.
Yeah, Kane. So Kane's favorite thing of Power Rangers ever is Forever Red, and he quotes it all the freaking time. And
I don't blame him.
That's one of the things he mentions from time to time.
I was the one who killed Zordon.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we got another refresh because the site likes to refresh periodically. The Power Rangers comics have crossed over with Godzilla, TMNT, and the Justice League. What other franchise would you like to see the crossover in comic form?
Just probably like the Avengers would be cool.
Yeah, a Marvel crossover would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think I'd be down with it's just my childhood things. Like, yeah, Spider-Man and the Power Rangers. Like, it feels like fiction, like fan fiction almost. But I'm all for that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. Because like we already have the Justice League, and I'm more of a DC head than I am Marvel. So like they did that already. TMNT's done already. Godzilla done already. So I'm like, what else would I think of Marvel? So it's like, I don't know what else to pick besides that, Sonic, maybe Sonic could be cool,
right? The Super Smash Bros. And they just hang out with Mario and Kirby.
Exactly. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
How much VTuber knowledge does Connor have? Another rabbit hole to potentially dive into. Oh yeah, if you ever wanted to like learn more about the VTubing culture.
Yeah, I got a couple of friends. Obviously, I got you. I got another friend. I'll give her a shout out, Miss Fushi.
Okay.
I chat. It's a new I guess culture for me. I'm so used to old YouTube of like 2014, and that's just like the JonTron, like AVGN. Here's my review. Like that's so like this new culture of VTubers is like it's interesting because I'm coming up in this new time of new style of content creation. So I don't know too much, but I am always interested in learning, the ins and outs behind the scenes. Like again, I like the idea of having the character on the screen and like linked to me directly.
Yeah.
As opposed to like my, the 20 or so PNGs of the guy I have that I use in my videos.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that you describe it like that, because immediately who I think of that might actually help you if you ever need someone to reach out, I can kind of put you in contact. His name's Nick Nocturne. He's the creator of Nightmind, if you're familiar with that YouTube series.
Yeah.
So he's been doing YouTube for, I think, close to as the same amount of time as you have, and he became a VTuber about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. So, and I remember talking to him about this very often, and him having the same kind of mindset that you have right now. So I think that would be
interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down to always make connections.
Yeah, that and Fred.
Besties.
That and Fred from down the rabbit hole. So, but Fred is I think Fred's still a little bit on break right now. Otherwise, I'd be like, let me get you in contact right now.
Yeah, but whenever they're available, I'm always down.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Fred and Nick, I think, are the two. Cool. What's your favorite Power Rangers arc? Like story arc, I would imagine.
Ooh, the Psycho Rangers is like. I mean, I hate to be like so simple and like always just go to in space well, but like it's like if you wanted to show someone Power Rangers who doesn't know it and you don't have much time or like, you gotta watch the season first to really like the Psycho Rangers is the perfect like you could put this in front of somebody who doesn't know anything and they will learn the characters and they will get good story, good drama. Those episodes are 90% just dubbed over Sentai footage, but that's what makes it really good.
Yeah.
Like, I quote those episodes daily, so yeah, Psycho Rangers, easily, that arc.
I'm trying to think of something that's not the Psycho Rangers. Just because, like, I don't want the same answer,
It's like that, Green with Evil, there's other answers. Green with Evil,
It's rough because, like, when you think of, like, arcs, you think of, like, long multi-parters. Or like long stories, and it's like Green with Evil and the Psycho Rangers arc are like two of the ones that you immediately think of, because like I don't think 2 episodes is an arc,
Yeah, it's hard when it's just like most of them are just 2 part, because like I really like the Sky thing where he's dealing with the monster who killed his dad. Like I think that's really good. But
I mean, we could talk about
it's only 2.
Yeah, it's 2 episodes. Yeah. We could talk about character arcs too, like Sky going from piece of shit to the last episode is amazing.
That's good. Yeah.
Casey going from like not able to do anything to saving Jared from Daishi you know? Like there's
That's
really good arcs. Like Dylan's entire arc during RPM is also freaking amazing. To be fair, most of the RPM Rangers arcs are really good. Dr. K even has an amazing arc, you know?
Yeah, if you're just talking about like character arcs, it's like it's definitely like it's all gonna be in like the Disney seasons of like
ironically,
characters who actually do things.
Yeah. I'm struggling to think of anything else.
I've always liked Adam, like being the background ranger up until Operation Overdrive, being a leader. Like he fully goes from like background character eventually to badass guy who holds his own and leads and
in Always a Chance with Carlos, where he steps up and
it's like it is like because he is always just the quiet little guy.
Yeah, so him stepping up there. God, the broken morpher thing brought up so many like conversations between Kane and I. Did you know? I want to see if you noticed this. Do you know in MMPR season 3 they don't have physical morphers anymore?
Really?
So the joke that I always make is they're formed by the power coins. Because whenever you see the Rangers morph in season 3 specifically, they never actually pull out the morphers. Oh
yeah, they do like they say it's Morphin Time, just do the Ninja Ranger power stuff. Yep. Yeah, it's interesting.
They'll have the morpher in the actual morph when they say like, White Ranger power and everything like that. But I think it's all formed from that. And even when Kat steals Kimberly's power coin, she steals the power coin, not the morpher.
That's interesting. I did not know that, actually, now that you say it.
It's something I know. It doesn't like matter, like, oh my god, this huge revelation. But like I always thought about it because like when Adam pulls out the broken morpher, it's from when the Thunderzords got destroyed. And that's when that got damaged and everything like that. But if that's damaged and broken, then what happened to the other morpher he had? It doesn't exist because the only thing that we saw got destroyed when they were kids was the power coins, or the ninja coins specifically. So it's just like a continuity thing that's interesting.
That is cool. I never really actually thought of that.
The weird things that you remember and learn when you watch Connor videos.
Right. You're like, oh, this reminds me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone said Eric in Time Force. That's a good one.
Yeah, Eric's is a good one too. Yeah, just his whole like relationship with Wes is a really fun one. The Zanaku arc and Wild Force. It's literally the best thing in Wild Force.
Yeah, that is the best thing.
Yeah, that was a
Wild Force.
Or the Thunder Ranger arc in Ninja Storm. Also one of the best parts of Ninja Storm.
Yeah, pretty good.
I feel like I just like unlocked my mind's eye for a second there. I was like, wait a minute.
There's actually a lot going on here.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on a second here. All right. Congratulations. You've been put in charge of making a Power Rangers video game. What sort of genre, studio, and series would it be? It could be one game or multiple.
I'm still surprised there's never been like a real like Power Rangers like Dynasty Warriors thing where it's just fighting hordes of hordes of people using special moves and weapons. Like it's right there. It's all like it's simple. I'm surprised they've never done that yet.
I have a really weird one, and I say it would be really weird because like even thinking about it, like the cracks are already forming. Have you ever played the Persona franchise or Metaphor?
I have.
I would imagine so, since you use the music all the time.
Persona 4 OST.
Oh my god, repeat. So good. I think an RPG in the style of like Persona or SMT or Metaphor would be interesting, where instead of obviously summoning the personas, they would use their ranger powers to morph, and it would be for the rest of the fight.
Really good. Yeah, that's actually really cool, because I'm pretty sure there's what's that game, Tokyo Mirage Session?
Yeah.
On Wii U, where it's like that, but with Fire Emblem characters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yup. So even doing something like that, I think would be really cool.
Yeah, that's actually I like that.
And also because we've never seen like Power Rangers in like an RPG setting, and I think it would work really well, especially if you get kind of weird with it in like an Atlas style, So I would say Atlas, do that kind of thing,
That would be cool. Yeah, I like
that. Any thoughts on Gojuger, if you've seen anything about it?
Yeah, I saw like the first couple of episodes. I just haven't like caught up with everything, but the fight scenes are really cool, and I like the idea of like, again, I'm only like an episode or two in, so I don't fully have the concept like fully grasped, but it's like a weird timeline where characters are in the show, but they're not playing the same characters. They're like playing other Rangers.
Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, Ginga Red is now, go on Red for this, like, whatever's happening right here. Like, I think that's interesting. Like I don't know if it's messing with the timeline or if it's just like in this world specifically, other Sentai characters are other Rangers that they didn't play. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I remember the fake out because it happened in the first episode, right? It was like Boon Red turned into like King Oger Red.
Yeah.
So
and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I really like that. Like it's a fun twist on like the cameo or like the anniversary seasons.
Yeah. I never watch whatever currently is airing because I'm always like, I want to catch up. And then I've been stuck on Hurricaneger for like 3 years because I burned out. But I'm finally watching it again. We're like halfway through Hurricaneger now in the Discord community nights. But as every year has gone on, it's been easier to be air quotes caught up because of like the general zeitgeist of like Super Sentai fandom on things like Twitter and TikTok. So it's like, I'll scroll like twice and it's like, here's like a 5-minute fight scene from Gojuger's most recent episode. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, cool, I now have the context for what happened in this episode.
Yeah, it's a lot of like accidentally getting spoiled, but I'm like, I guess I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I won't remember if I ever actually go back and watch everything.
Yeah. I really like it so far. I like the idea of the rings, the Sentai rings. I think they're really cool.
Those are cool.
The one thing I don't like, and I know it happened in a recent episode, and I won't go too much into it because you said you haven't seen stuff with it. Something I don't like about Gojuger is the dancing with the morph.
I've seen that with like, I think what's the Dino Charge Sentai?
Kyoryuger.
Yeah, I know like they do like a dance when they morph. I don't like that. I think it's a little like too much.
Sometimes I'm okay with it. Like if I see it like once or twice, I'm like, that's kind of cool. But like, especially in Gojuger, there's a scene that happens in one of the more recent episodes where it's like a really, really emotionally charged and character driven scenes. And it's very serious, very emotional. These characters are pouring their hearts out for each other. And then one of them goes to morph and it's engage. And it's very like, the engage sounds awesome. And then it's, could that be your hands? And it's the music's playing and I'm like, man, it's such a, it takes me out of it like immediately.
I know Gokaiger would do that a little bit, where like every time they morph, it's like, like, it's like, and like there's a lot of serious moments, and then they pull it out, like, man, and I'm like, okay, like it is a little silly.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel that a little bit sometimes.
So it's like sometimes I like it, but I feel like if it's good when it's not in those serious moments. I'm fine with it, like the dances I'm fine with, the silliness, like the clap your hands and everything like that. But like if it's this really serious moment, just have the person go engage and then the henshin happens and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we need. That's it.
Yeah.
Just like Bokenger does it too for like Operation Overdrive, where it's like they have to like swirl it on their arm and they don't always do the morpher twirl in their hand, sometimes it's just Bokenger startup and they just go startup and it's just like a slow roll across their chest because it's a serious moment.
Yeah, they do that in Operation Overdrive a bit too, where it's just like they don't do the whole thing, it's just running against the tree or something.
Exactly. So
that's
my biggest complaint that I've seen so far, or that I have so far. Yeah. What unadapted season would you have liked to see be adapted, modern or ancient seasons? I have 2 answers. Actually 3 answers. Shit.
Probably, I mean, I haven't seen too much, so probably just. No, I'm surprised they never did. What's the animal season?
Zyuohger?
The Rubik's Cube. Yeah, like I'm surprised they haven't done anything with that. Honestly, like that seems like peak Power Rangers, like adapting materials. That would be interesting.
Especially with the popularity of Minecraft, I think that was like a no-brainer.
Yeah, It's all like cubes and like the suits are cool.
Yeah.
I like the Lost Galaxy little Charlie Brown stripes. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
Probably that one.
I'm always butthurt that Die Ranger didn't get adapted. And then they tried to do a homage to it in MMPR season 2, and it's butchered and is really ugly.
Where they fight the Mech Dead.
I think so. Yeah, they tried to do the Die Ranger like pose, but they did it so wrong. Like it's not even close. And then 2 seasons I actually think could have been adapted, and I'm confused why they didn't get. Why didn't they just adapt Q Ranger? Like Cosmic Fury was like cool and all. Like I like the concept of it. I think it was like mostly well executed in some parts, but like
it's like the weird like old 90s Saban mindset where they're like, these helmets are the ones that sell. It's the Mighty Morphin suits. Like the kids aren't going to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
But like, we're not in the 90s anymore, so I don't know why they were like, the kids gotta know.
Yeah.
I think they would understand, giving them the actual cool suits.
Yeah, I think that would have been way better. And especially if Billy got like a new suit as well, Yeah, I think that would have been really cool. But hey,
his old like movie suit.
I got a raid here. Let me go ahead and welcome them in. Welcome in Evangeline Lux. Welcome in Raiders. My name is Roy Chiato, like a macchiato. I'm a bunny host, VTuber. I specialize in voice acting, and I do a bunch of collaborative casts with my friends. I also love working out. Today I'm joined by the one, the only, it's Connor the Waffle.
That's me. Hello.
That's him. That's him right there. We're talking about Power Rangers. I think we're probably getting close to the end here. But hey, pull up a chair, kick up your feet while we're having some fun.
We'll go through all these questions.
I mean, maybe not all of them. There's still a lot left.
We'll see what we got. I'm not tired out.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I think Q Ranger should have been easy. I think that would have been really fun. And then the other one that I'm just surprised they just, I don't know, maybe just didn't make plans for was Kita Major. Which is the sparkly diamond season with the car swords.
They have the YouTube series. There's like the fan series that they made.
Oh yeah. It's just I look at that season, and the fight choreography in that season is amazing. It was fairly well received. I really like the suit designs. I feel like they would have been well received for Power Rangers as well. I don't get like why it wouldn't be, Oh
yeah. I hate that they jumped straight to like whatever Dino Fury is, because they're like, it's more dinosaurs. That's the Power Ranger that always does well.
Yeah, Ryu Soldier. So all right, I think I know your answer for this one. Which monster or villain do you find the most attractive?
Whoa. Okay. I'm thinking of monster. I don't want to pick like a human girl villain.
Okay, all right.
I want to actually try and give myself a challenge here.
All right.
I mean, in that case, Lip Syncer is a pretty... that's a good choice, I think.
Okay.
Lip Syncer is pretty hot, respectfully. Something about Camille's monster form also isn't too bad.
Okay. I see you.
Yeah, and is it Poisandra? Is that the Dino Charge girl?
Yeah.
She's also pretty hot. I'm gonna say those are my top 3 monsters.
Okay. I always forget her name, but like the vampire from Mystic Force.
Oh yeah, I just watched it.
I don't remember her name.
Necroli, I think.
Sure.
Vampirissa.
Yeah. It sucks because like I'm Pan, so I'm like even trying to think of like the men, but like the men are mostly like just like monster, but like not in the fun like attractive way. It's just like let's stick a bunch of eyeballs together. I'm like,
yeah, I could see someone saying Darkonda's pretty hot in its own weird way.
I could too. You're so real for that. Yeah.
It's very easy to pick like a girl villain, right? It's easy to be like, oh, Diva Talks and Astronema.
Yeah, exactly. It's so easy to pick those. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably just pick the vampire from Mystic Force. There you go. Easy. Favorite Pink Ranger. Remember, too much pink energy is dangerous.
And You know, I like Corone in Lost Galaxy just because she's cute, and like, you know, her personality is like really giggly, and it's sweet with the in space context. I like Corone. I mean, Jen is obviously like probably a really good answer. So, Jen and Corone.
I like both of those answers. Cassie is unironically one of my favorites.
Cassie's good.
I liked her in Turbo, but I feel like so much of the Turbo cast got glow ups and in space. Like I think TJ's a way better Ranger in space than he was in Turbo, and Cassie as well. I think like something about her just like goes up to that next level.
Yeah.
I think Amelia is great. I already talked about her. She's my favorite from the Hasbro era.
She's good.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So
good answers.
Someone said toss up between Kimberly, Jen, and Corone for me. I like those
Kimberly's
answers.
classic.
Yeah,
those are good. You know, you never hear anyone say Emma. You know, there's no Emma lovers in the chat.
No Emma lovers. I feel like I don't hear Kimberly that much anymore either.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I always enjoyed her, but I never really was really into her. I always liked Trini more. I thought she was like cooler.
Yeah,
she was like the kung fu girl.
I like Billy. So
Billy, you know what? I've seen I like how in season 2 they're like, you know what, Billy, we're sorry for giving you baggy overalls. Like, you can look hot with everyone else too. Like,
every single time I watch your videos, I point it out because I'm like, did you guys know that Billy was like David Yost was like an Olympic level like gymnast, and they kept giving him baggy clothes to hide the fact that he was jacked, like more so than most of the rest of the cast.
Yeah, it is funny that they're like, you get to be hot now. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Good question. Connor and Roy. Oh wait, we already answered this one. Never mind. What's both of your favorite Power Ranger design from any series in general? Ooh, like suit design, I guess.
Suits. I mean, I think the Megaforce suits, like, you know, go Sager if you don't want to come off as too like weird. I think those are like, I think they're really good.
I do actually really like those. I think they're really cool looking.
A good balance of like white, which I think looks good on a suit, more than like black, and like they're not too like obviously like costume where it's like, if this is the dinosaur season, so there's dinosaurs everywhere. Like, it looks mystical. It doesn't look like, you know, a Halloween costume of.
Sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think those ones are really good.
I have two cheat answers.
All right.
I feel like I keep cheating with some of these.
I don't think you can have a cheat answer for your favorite.
Okay, so Jungle Fury, but Jungle Master mode.
That's cheating. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, see?
I'm just kidding. No, it's got it. No, I like the white. Like, again, the white on the color is like a good compliment.
Yeah, it just looks great. And then
let me guess your other one, actually, because if you said you're cheating on it, is it the swap mode from SPD?
No, but that's an honorary mention, because that one also looks great. I was thinking I think it's Legend Master mode from Mystic Force, or like legendary mode. Oh, I forget what it's actually called.
Yeah, that one is really nice, actually.
Yeah, they just get the stabs, no more capes. They get like giant chest pieces and everything. They get
white suits.
Yeah, surprise,
white
surprise. Oh my god. But yeah, I think both of those just look fantastic. So yeah. Oh, the Super Dino mode's also honorable mention because they just look really
cool. Those are cool.
So hey, Ron. Hi. I guess that's me. Ron and Connor. Have you seen the officially produced clip about why Hurricaneger has the name to it? No, I don't think so.
I have not.
I'm gonna need some context on that one. If you're in chat, I would love to know the context behind that. And I'm watching Hurricaneger now, so hey, there we go. Hey Connor, how does it feel to be wrong about Turbo, a Power Rangers movie? It is peak cinema. Jason has the muscles and the power, and guys, he's the new Blue Ranger. I bet that's from Kane.
Okay, well, it's good because I can directly tell him and get in his DMs and say that's wrong. It's a bad movie. It's probably the worst of the Power Rangers movies.
Damn.
If not tied with the 2017 movie.
Damn.
Like, no. Absolutely, that's an extended episode that didn't need to be there.
So, my favorite thing is that, to me, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, in recent years has become a cryptid of the internet, because as it's been talked about more and we keep hearing more and more behind the scenes stuff, did you know there was like a 3-hour cut of the movie?
I couldn't imagine sitting through that movie for 3 hours in any way.
The thing that makes me really mad is the scenes that they talked about cutting were like the Zeo powers getting destroyed, calling the Zeozords and them getting destroyed, having a full Zeo team fight up. Johnny Young Bosch and Nakia Baris as Adam and Tanya literally were like, yeah, we had a fight scene filmed, and they cut it from the movie.
It's like, yeah, like the movie has too much like filler nonsense that you could have cut out if you needed to have it be shorter.
Yeah.
And you could have put in like that.
Yep.
But instead we get like going through a haunted like pirate ship and hanging out with a little Ewok and like bad movie. I
am praying for a day that we get the Schneider cut of Turbo Power Rangers movie where we see these cut scenes and get the context of what the hell happened to the Zeo powers and everything like that, because I feel like we're still robbed to this day of not having concrete answers.
I would be interested. It might salvage it a little bit.
It could. Yeah. All right. 2 questions. Have you watched any Ultraman? And if so, what's your favorite season? I have not.
I have not either.
Cool.
I've heard it's very good.
So Ultraman's a weird one for me, and I don't know if you feel the same. Usually my least favorite parts of Power Rangers and Super Sentai are the mecha fights. I prefer the grounded, like, people fighting in suit stuff, which is why I think I like Kamen Rider so much.
Yeah.
And Ultraman is mostly the giant fights.
Yeah, maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because like even in my videos, unless it's like a Megazord I like, I tend to get a little go back for not really mentioning when they unlock a new Zord or like a new power up, because I'm like, I like the Megazord fights of the seasons I enjoy. Like I enjoy a good Thunder Zord fight because they play the Mighty Morphin theme song. And
whoa, crazy.
Like, that's about it. Like I like it when the theme song is good and they do the finishing move, but the rest of the fight, it's not.
You'll like Die Ranger.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna be it's the Thunder Zord.
Yeah, Thunder Zords. There you go. Also, because it takes them a while to get the Thunder Megazord. So.
Oh, that's good then.
Yeah. Has Connor read any of the Boom Studio comics?
I have not. I've heard they're very good. I think I've gotten a couple for like birthdays and Christmases, but I just haven't like fully sat down and read them. I've got too much ADHD and like I gotta really lock in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna absorb what I'm reading.
I am the same as you. Kane put it very nicely before because we talked about them, but he's the same as us and not reading them. But there are some of the decisions that they've made in the comics feel like fan fiction sometimes.
Yeah.
I will spoil one thing. They gave you know how the Green Ranger in MMPR has the dragon shield, the gold bits?
Mm-hmm.
They gave that an origin.
Oh.
It's from Rita's mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it could make sense lore wise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of if I was in charge of comics, I would probably also create a lot of fan things.
I mean, some of the things they did were really good. Like, do you know about the Omega Rangers?
Is that the thing where Jason, Zach, and Trini instead go to space or something?
Yeah, basically.
Or is that something else?
Yeah,
so I've heard of that. I prefer the Peace Conference.
Really?
I remember like someone telling me, he was like, yeah, they go off. And I was like, well, why? They have no space experience. Why are they going to go to space and leave them here where they're needed? Like, end up Rocky, Adam, and Aisha, who are clays to be molded, and make them like space expert rangers. But that's from me not knowing too much.
So the reason why Zorda didn't want to do that and why he waited for Jason, Zach, and Trini to be like trained, because the MMPR team that we know is the second team of Rangers that Zordon had.
Oh.
And in comic lore, we get to see that team get wiped out really fucking badly. Like, it's
okay.
I'm talking like they go to space to fight something. First 10 seconds of the fight, one of the Rangers gets their helmet smashed and they suffocate in space. Yeah, it's pretty
right.
nice.
Well, maybe I need more of the context before I start real judging the arcs.
Yeah, that's the 1969 Rangers. So,
man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. So, yeah, and then there's Shattered Grid.
Oh yeah,
of course. Then we got another refresh here. If you could make a brand new Dinozord for MMPR, which Dinozord or dinosaur would you choose?
No, I mean, Velociraptors were very popular in the 90s in Jurassic Park time. I'm surprised there's no like little Velociraptor Zord.
I like that. I like Stegosaurus because it's just my favorite dinosaur.
Yeah, that's pretty. It's like,
just thought that were cool.
Also a Spinosaurus. Why not? That'd be cool too.
Exactly. Damn. Easy peasy. Hey, Ronner and Koi.
Okay.
Favorite individual Zord, excluding the Dragon Zord and Tiger Zord. Okay, well, that's just bullshit. Oh, I think I know your answer. Wait.
I mean, is the Astro Megazord a single Zord?
It is.
There's that, but I can also give other. I think the Delta Megazord's cool.
Wow,
I like the machine gun hands.
That's crazy.
I think a V1 is cool.
Oh my gosh.
I like the Red Dragon Thunder Zord.
Red Dragon
has
Thunder
two
Zord.
forms.
It's true. Ryuseo. Oh gosh. Gosh, that's hard.
It is hard. A lot of them are like, a lot of them can just be like the tiger, like Casey has a red tiger, or I don't like vehicle. I prefer animal Zords over like vehicles. I don't like. It's my car, It's my helicopter or something. I like when it's creature.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't like it as much in Lost Galaxy, but like this is my problem. Like I'm thinking of like the Super Sentai counterparts, and I'm like, I really like this. Oh wait, it's better in Super Sentai. Like I'm thinking of Bultauros from Gingaman, which is the Torozord counterpart. And
the Torozord's still cool, even in Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, except it gets murdered.
It does. Like
I think it's the Solar Zord from Lightspeed Rescue, but I also really like it it's the Titanium Ranger Zord. I like it in Go-Go 5 because I don't want to say too much about it, but I really like it in Go-Go 5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just hard. Yeah, it's just hard.
Yeah,
it's a difficult one.
There's some good options.
Yeah. All right. Favorite battleizer.
Oh. Listen. So in Power Rangers in Space, Andros gets this thing.
You mean the Battle Riser?
The Battle Riser?
Yeah, the Battle Riser.
I do like that. I guess I was gonna say Lights of Orion, but those are power-ups.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, a lot of battleizers suck.
Yes,
like, a lot of them are garbage.
Oh my God, thank you.
Big suits with ugly blasters. I mean, Andros probably did have the best one because it was just wings and steroids. Like, it was very simple.
Nick's Dragonheart mode from Mystic Force for me.
Okay, that one is actually
because it just looks good. It's like, let's take Nick's design, add blue and white to it, and make it dragon motifed. Easy.
Yeah, that one. You know what? I'll go with that also to mix things up.
There you go. What is your most precious / favorite PR item you currently own?
Oh man, I have the Lost Galaxy Megazord that I distinctly remember opening.
I remember seeing it in your video.
Yeah, that was like it was like beat up because I was a kid. I was playing with it. I leave it out and get all like destroyed and stickers were torn off. I distinctly remember opening it I think I went to the store with my parents. It's like a core memory. I went to the store. I watched them pick it up and then like, wrap it up to give it to me in like a couple of days for my birthday.
Oh, that's funny.
And it was like, whenever that season was popping off, so like 99 or 98, whatever. So I remember getting it and I still have it. So probably that toy.
I don't have any of the toys from when I was a kid. So,
oh man.
I'd probably pick, ironically, a Lightning Collection toy just because I got a lot of mileage out of it.
Yeah.
Hasbro came out with the Dragon Dagger, and you can play it. So,
oh nice.
Like
That's pretty cool.
It has 3 individual notes, so you can play the notes and then combine them to make the actual song. So it was always just really
cool.
cute, you know.
Yeah, that's cute.
And then someone cheered 300 bits and asked, favorite Super Sentai exclusive special mech or power up. I don't know if you know any. Do you know any? Aside from Gokaiger?
Yeah, it's just no in the I guess Gokaiger in the Gokaiger movie, the anniversary one, where they all get like parts of the Gokai Galleon.
Oh,
spoilers that got blown up, and they all have like the arm and the left leg. I think that was kind of funny.
Okay.
Cool.
That's an answer. Absolutely.
Like
cause it's Sentai exclusive. Ooh. I haven't seen like far enough ahead for like Sentai exclusives. So like I'd think like, I don't know, the Mega Tectors from the Mega Ranger Car Ranger crossover, where it's just
like the gold.
Yeah.
suits?
It's like all I can think of off the top of my head that's like exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think that's the only answer I can give because I've only seen Jetman up through Hurricaneger. So, yeah, there you go. Who are the best PR characters and why is it Bulk and Skull? I mean, you already answered it. So,
Bulk and Skull do go right, honestly, in terms of longevity of it all.
Yeah, and especially because they're the best of their arc is in the best season. So,
yeah.
All right. Roy cosplay as Adam. Which Ranger would Connor cosplay as? I think you said this already, right? Andros?
I would like to do the hair. I don't know. I don't want to wear the suits, the gray
okay.
turtleneck things that are also. I don't know if I'd want to rock that very much. If I was to think of like a cosplay, ooh, that's a good one actually. I mean, I there was one year I was gonna go as like Joe from Gokaiger, just like the blue jacket, hair tied up, and some sort. I thought that was kind of a cool look.
He was really high on the popularity list, so.
Oh yeah, as he should be. He's cool.
There you go.
Yeah, probably Joe.
Cool pick. Personal favorite one-off monster. Like Madame Woe, the pumpkin wrapper, Frankenstein, etc.
Yeah. My mind's just going in space. I gotta mix it up a little bit. It's gotta be like it's gotta be a villain that was like did something, that was like. I'm thinking of the the Lost Galaxy warrior that was, I think, sexist to Maya and like he got to lose to her and he was like, okay, you're an honorable warrior. Like it's got to be a character who did something in their short time of existence.
That episode always makes me so mad because it's so well done in Ginga Man because it's not about sexism because the Yellow Ranger's a guy in Ginga Man.
Yeah. Like, well, we gotta mix it up. Yeah.
You know what? I have the ultimate answer. It's the Terror Toad because Power Rangers always needs more vor. Everyone knows it does. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I get down with that.
No, I'm kidding. Oh, my God, come on, Connor.
I get it. I know your type. So
let me figure out. I'm actually gonna take it from In Space. I'm gonna take the horror episode that they have. So the monster that turns everybody into monsters.
Oh yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah.
I think I like from In Space. If I have to go there, probably what's his name, Jackarock, Seymour's like master. Because I love the Seymour episode.
Oh yeah,
that's my servant. Like,
good pick.
I think it was the perfect little user to a child.
Good pull. All right. All right, we're at 11:30. How you feeling?
I'm good. I can still go if you're still down to answer some questions.
I'm down. Let's keep it going.
All right.
What are some of your favorite PR or toku videos or content that you guys enjoy that aren't each other's? I don't think Connor watches me react to his videos, so
I'll sometimes skim around where I'm like, I think I had a pretty good take here. This is a pretty cool moment.
Okay,
like in my in space video where they kill Zordon. I was like, I had a little fun tribute with this music right here. Let's see how they react to like the moments.
Yeah.
Little higher edited things. Apart from that though, like I really didn't know too much. Like back in the day, it was. Especially, I felt kind of barren. There was Linkara's History of Power Rangers. That was like the big ones. And I mean, I remember watching those like when I was in high school 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And like, there wasn't really much like that for Power Rangers where someone was like overthinking it. So that was pretty good. I remember there was a guy named Mr. Weenie back in the day that, he used to do like those episodic review things. I don't know how many views they got, but it was just like a product of the time. But yeah, in terms of today, I watch Este, Christian Antoine, Mintberry, just a couple of these guys.
Sure.
But I'd like to know more. I'm always down to subscribe to new people.
I know like you and Tippo. Tippo's been in chat tonight. They did a Power Rangers iceberg video.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. So it's like there's Tippo. So there's this one video I love watching, and I can't show it on stream because the one time we did show it, we got demonetized because we can't show it. But it's called the Koichi Sakamoto effect, and Koichi Sakamoto, I'm sure you know very well by now.
Yeah.
Later moved back to do more Sentai and Kamen Rider stuff, and it's very obvious when he directs fight scenes. So someone did like. Here's what happens when you have Koichi Sakamoto, direct a fight scene in Sentai and Kamen Rider, and it's just a super cut of 3 minutes of like the best scenes from those seasons, and it's just awesome. So cool.
I believe he did a movie with Johnny Young Bosch and Kamen Ranger, famous voice actors right now.
Dan Southworth.
Yeah. I believe he directed a movie called The Broken Path, which is on YouTube, and it's literally like an hour and a half of just this style of fight scenes. It's just like, but it's like it's gritty and violent and bloody, and like those two are fighting each other and like trying to kill each other, and there's blood everywhere. It's like kind of like R-rated Power Rangers fight scene. It's really good.
Damn. I still love that. I don't know if you knew this because it wasn't mentioned in the Zeo video. You know the Lizard Man when they get like teleported to the planet where Tommy's brainwashed again?
Yeah,
that's Koichi Sakamoto.
I did get, I remember people were saying that, like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kane told me because I didn't know it either. Fun times.
Awesome.
For Roy and Connor, if Power Rangers ever cross over with Digimon, what partner will you give to the original 6? Oh God. I
don't know Digimon too well. I know Pokemon, but I don't know too much Digimon, honestly.
I feel like I know some.
Yeah, I feel like you got to do it color coordinated, right? Like that's the only way. You can't, give the Yellow Ranger a blue Digimon. Like that's not going to be right.
Yeah, but then it's rough because then you have to find something that not only fits them, but like
their color. Yeah.
Yeah. Change the question to Pokemon. Ooh. I mean, if you feel comfortable answering a Pokemon-related question with that.
I mean, if that works for them. Because I don't know too much Digimon, unfortunately. Let's see. The original, like, Mighty Morphin team?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. Dak. What are some black Pokemon, actually? I don't know.
Give him Hitmontop.
This is definitely one of those, like, Hitmontop. Yeah, he does a little dancing. Okay.
Yeah, Brad dancing.
Tommy would get, what is it, Tyranitar? Is that the green dragon?
Yeah. T-Tar, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good pick. Oh yeah, Zach could also get Donphan. I guess that's fair.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking fighting style,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you can just give them all like their dinosaur.
I mean, yeah, if we're just doing that, Kimberly would get Moltres, Jason would get Tyrannum. like Trini, we got Mian Xiao.
Yeah, there is potential for that. Like there is like potential for, I think we were talking earlier about crossovers that haven't been done. I think a Power Rangers Pokemon thing could do really good.
I agree. Good pick. Next question. Why would you do that?
What?
Why would you do that? I forget you don't get into the memes that we do when we watch these.
Which?
So Jason says that in Zio to Rocky after Rocky goes off on his own.
After he messes up.
Yep.
Yeah, he messes up. I forgot. Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Sometimes I binge through too many of these. I don't absorb a lot of the more subtle what the hell's going on moments.
It's all right. We make these a lot of these are memes. It's oh no, which is from MMPR season 1, where like Rita kidnaps Jason and Kimberly and Zach come in and they're like, they've got Jason. Billy goes, oh no. And that's it. Yeah.
There's a lot of those good subtle moments you got to pick up on when you watch them.
Yeah, absolutely. Have I ever told you about the time I got baked into a pizza?
Out of here.
There you go. We answered Ultraman already. Here's the biggest question. Oh wait, we actually already answered this too. Oh dang, we're starting to catch up. Right. There we go. Are there any series that you discovered and or fell in love with because of Power Rangers? Kamen Rider.
I mean, probably Super Sentai, because I always knew of its existence, but I was never like gonna watch it because it's not what I grew up with. But yeah, I mean, I honestly have to say Megaforce. Thank you, Megaforce, for getting me into Super Sentai.
Oh my gosh.
It got me. I was like, yeah, let's see what this is all about, actually.
There you go. Yeah, I think that's a great pick, honestly. This is kind of topical. Weird World of Digimon when?
Yeah, I gotta watch Digimon first.
Apparently so.
Experience. If you want a Digimon YouTuber, I'm friends with the guy. He's a bit of a smaller channel, but you can check him out. His name is Wayne is Boss. He's a great guy, DigiTuber. He's smaller, so I'm sure he'd appreciate some love.
There you go, guys. Go check him out.
More into Digimon.
Suppose you're given complete control of the franchise going forward. What would you do with it? We kind of talked about this already.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. If you want to maybe clarify or add on anything, good time.
Just I would still be cool with adapting Sentai, but just don't make it for babies. Make it for make it a Disney, any of those Marvel style TV shows. Give it some quality, give it some effort, and people will watch it.
I agree. I like that. Cool. In my eyes, I said just reboot Mighty Morphin and then break away and do something original. It doesn't mean that you don't have to, work on Super Sentai seasons. But I do think I think we're almost past that point. Like, use the suits if you want to and maybe tell a similar story. But some of the bad seasons we've had were because they didn't know how to adapt something and they just wanted to use the suits,
That's fair. Yeah.
So, in my eyes, Mystic Force is the best because it was my introduction to Power Rangers. Is there a season that now you see it's not as great, but because of nostalgia you insist is the best? No, because
it's hard.
I literally talked about this earlier with Zio, that Zio was one of my favorite seasons, and now I think it's not good. So
yeah.
I
don't know. Yeah, it's like a lot of what I love what you grow up with is gonna be like. It's always gonna hold a special place in your heart. You'll probably never say Zio sucks and is terrible because there's a part of you that still has that love for it when you were a kid. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, think of it.
In Space sucks.
I actually hate In Space.
Surprise!
This is just a character I'm playing right now.
Oh my god, he's actually Connor the Pancake. It happened, guys.
Right. And I actually love Digimon, and I've just been playing you all a fool.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's go to the next.
Right.
3-part question. When's the Mystic Knights video, Connor?
Ooh, I do plan on branching out. This year, I do want to have something on. I do want to have a VR Troopers thing out.
Ooh.
That'll be I am planning on working on that.
I want Beetleborgs
soon. Beetleborg, Beetleborg is also another one.
Yeah.
I do want to eventually dive into those.
Yeah.
But I was looking in VR Troopers, and it's also like 150 episodes or something. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I think Beetleborgs is under 100 though.
That's good.
Yeah, because it's only 2 seasons for Beetleborgs.
So I will probably jump into those and do like full on things eventually.
Yippee! The second part of this, I think we talked about already. It was what 3 Sentai would you watch based on their suits and what their Power Rangers adaptations did. I mean, I'm gonna watch these anyway.
Yeah.
I want to see Lupat at some point because I think the suits look cool. Kira Major I think also look good, and Q Ranger. Oh, King Oger, duh. We talked about that too.
Yeah. King Oger. I like also Zhuoger.
Yeah, Zhuoger.
The animals, and probably an older one. I mean, I do like Die Ranger. Just off the look and the things I've seen, like the cameos in other seasons. They're always portrayed as the strongest fighters, which is pretty cool.
And then the last part of it is, what are you dreading more, watching Ninja Steel or Megaforce? I think you answered this already.
Yeah, Ninja Steel, because it's just bad. But Megaforce, it's like, I'm obviously gonna rip it terribly, but there's a level of like levity with how bad it is that you can't help but kind of laugh at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Explain Thrax. He makes no sense.
Thrax. Which one is that again?
I don't remember.
Google Thrax.
To Google Thrax. Power Rangers.
I got Osmosis Joe's.
The Rita and Zed's son from the Operation Overdrive thing.
I just watched that. Yeah.
I refuse. No, thank
How do you explain Thrax? What did I try to explain that? I think I tried to explain it in the video. I was like, I think I was talking sometime between Zeo or Turbo and In Space, because Zed and Rita weren't seen. That's when they decided to get it on. And
yeah, but how did he age so much? He looks like a 50-year-old man.
I think lore-wise, the Sentinel Knight like put him in a trash can as well, and like maybe put him in space. He aged different. I don't know.
You got me.
It is definitely a lazy thing.
Yeah.
His design is not the worst thing in the world. I do kind of like the idea of him.
I'm with you.
An eldritch abomination.
Yeah. Which Ranger helmet has the most kissable lips?
Ooh. Probably one with lips. It can't just be like, I can't say In Space they don't have lips.
Okay, so it'd be MMPR, Turbo, Lost Galaxy, Time Force,
I'd probably with Lost Galaxy. About them, they look pretty kissable.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. What made you decide on doing the Power Ranger series?
It's like I've always been a fan of the show, but like it's not like other things where I'm like, I'm a Nintendo fan and I could find some common people. Power Rangers fans are a little more spread out in terms of who I could meet and talk about it with. So I've always been a fan, but I've never had anybody to talk about it with or really just go crazy with. And I've always wanted to do videos on it, but I already kind of built my channel on something else. And I was like, yeah, no one's going to care. But like, it's, I'm so glad I did. Like, this is probably happiest I've been in like my YouTube career. This is also like, they get really good like views, which is very nice. And like, I've gotten to meet a lot of people. Like, I was at Morphicon. It's like the most I've ever been stopped at a convention ever. Like, people recognizing me and wanting to talk, and that, like, I don't know, it feels good because this is like, I obviously love Nintendo, but like, this is something that's like, passionate about. Like, this is something I've been like, this is my life, really. So, really does. This is like easily the happiest I've been on YouTube in probably ever. Just doing these videos.
That makes me so happy to hear. And kind of answers the next question, which is, how did it feel to see the reaction to your first Power Rangers video get so big?
Yeah, like, it was. it really blew my mind. I was afraid it wasn't gonna, like, if it didn't do like good, I was like, that's fine. But like, I was afraid of it like totally bombing and like nobody wanting to see it, especially with the scope. I was like, this is like the big one where it's the most episodes. I'm putting the most time into it. It's the longest video. And so seeing it and like seeing that in subsequent series, like, you know, people are very excited to see them. It really means the world. I've never had this much like attention on videos like ever. It's really nice.
Oh, it makes me so happy to hear.
I'm very what's the word? Very lucky to be in this position with everyone like watches them and everyone. It really does mean like the world, as cheesy as it sounds.
No such thing as luck. It's unintentional skill. No, but I'm so happy that you made these as well. I'm glad that we became friends because of, you know, little series from the 90s, you know?
Right? Like, who would have thought? It's really, it means a lot.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I just love it. I'm so happy that you're happy and that you keep making these. I'm glad that, because like I remember when you were making, I think the Turbo video came out, and I think it was either around that time or in space that you were like, yeah, I'm just gonna do all of them now. I was only gonna do the Sword On era, but now I'm gonna do them all.
Yeah. Well, realistically, I only wanted to do in space because that's like my favorite season.
Yeah.
But I'm like, can't do it without like really the context of the other seasons. And I was like, all right, like I will do them all, and hopefully, because I was gonna do Mighty Morphin, and I was like, well, if this video does good, it's an outlier because that's the season of Power Rangers. I'm like, so okay, Zeo and Turbo. I was like, well, these videos might bomb, but if they do okay, then I'll be safer in space. And luckily, yeah, they all did good. And after that, I was like, all right, like, whatever, let's just do them all while we're here.
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Roy, when are you going to be indoctrinating your friends into Beetleborgs and Kamen Rider? I think we kind of talked about that already, that I want you to make a Beetleborgs video, and if you do Kamen Rider, I'm there with you. So,
yeah.
Same with Super Sentai. So, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm definitely not going to be a one-man show for those.
Yeah! I'm already flexing the guns. You and me.
All right.
This seems more like an opinion, but I'll say it anyway. What I remember SPD being the last good Power Ranger series that didn't make me cringe watching it. I feel like that's just a you thing. Like, there are plenty of good seasons after SPD. Like,
that might just be like whenever you like. I remember like back in the day, like when I first saw like Ninja Storm and stuff, like, you know, with the production being different from Saban, I remember being like, oh, Power Rangers sucks. I was like, you know, I was a younger, angrier little teenager, so I was like, these seasons suck now. Power Rangers is bad. And you know, it's just whatever you kind of grew up. Like, I have had people in my comments say, I actually like Megaforce, like, you know, because they were probably young and that was their season. Like, it all just comes down to personal matters.
Yeah. I skipped a couple questions because they were things that we literally answered already, like verbatim, and then refreshed, and we're back at the top. So, hey, Rao and Calmer.
Okay.
Please explain Scorpion Rain. No.
Like I did like the very, very littlest research on it, how it was like just a prank.
It was just a
hoax. Gotcha.
Which is still more than we got for the actual explanation of Zeo to Turbo. So
yeah, so maybe it's bad. Maybe Scorpion Brain can be canon now.
There you go. We'll bring it back. Do either of you remember the game show Masters of the Maze, which I would consider to be very Toku themed game show, more in the direction of Metal Heroes more than Power Rangers? I don't think so.
Oh, I'm not. That sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
I'm all for weird, insane game shows.
Yeah. It is loading slowly. Hey, Troy and Donner.
All right, well, you're Troy.
Damn!
So that sucks to be you.
Ramonai! Any experience with Godzilla? What's your favorite kaiju, excluding Godzilla himself?
I have seen some Godzilla. I rented Final Wars back when video rentals were a thing.
I heard that's an amazing one.
That one's really good because I watched AVGN. He did Godzilla-thon, which was just, back in the day. He reviewed every single Godzilla movie. And that was pretty big in like 2010. And Final Wars was cool because his quote was, mostly in Godzilla movies, you get people talking and monsters fighting. But in Final Wars, you get people fighting and monsters fighting. And that's exactly what it was. And
I love that.
That's a really good, that's probably my favorite.
I love that. I haven't seen Final Wars. I really want to, but it's not a favorite monster. But I saw, what was it? -1, Godzilla -1.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one's really good.
I saw it in black and white, which I've never seen it color still to this day. But I saw it in black and white. That is like a top 10 movie of all time for me. Something about it.
I've heard that's really good.
Something about it, and then also being in black and white was so incredible.
Oh yeah,
so,
I've heard that's really good.
Yeah. I mean, I like. I'm not super familiar with too many. I guess Ghidorah's cool.
Ghidorah?
Yeah, King Ghidorah, I guess. Or Rodan, I guess, maybe. Mothra is awesome. I love Mothra. There we go.
Everything from Kaiju I know from the Angry Video Game Nerd, and he was really into what was his name? Gamera.
The turtle?
The turtle. Yeah! So I'll go with Gamera.
That's the last one I knew. All right, cool. It is refreshing once again. There we go. Are there any Power Rangers show props you two own or want to own specifically? I guess if we participated in the auction.
Oh, the auction?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if I ever did get a prop, I would probably just want like a weapon. That's like the best thing probably to get.
A weapon, a helmet, or a morpher, I feel like are the best ones to get. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
For Connor and Roy, which unreleased Power Rangers crossover did you wish you could have seen?
I guess like a series that didn't get one.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like I feel like In Space and Turbo proper could have been really cool.
Yeah, that could have been nice.
Because it literally it could have been so cool to see everybody come back,
Mm-hmm. I always wish there was like a Ninja Storm Wild Force one.
You freaking got us in that one. Oh my god. Yeah. I was screaming because I knew it was fake because I've seen that opening scene before. But Andrea, who hasn't seen any of it, was like, oh yes, it's my favorite part. And then, bamboozled.
That doesn't happen. Yeah. I love doing that.
That's funny.
How do I ruin dreams?
We also didn't get the SPD Mystic Force crossover.
Yeah, that one would have been good, honestly.
Yeah. All right. Over the years, how has your ranking / affection for each series changed? Like, has your favorite childhood one remained your favorite one over time? Has it slipped down? We kind of talked about this already ad nauseum. Like I said, Zeo, I think, aged like milk. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I still love In Space, no matter what.
When a season's good, it ages like wine. When a season's bad, it ages like milk. And Zeo is, I think, the perfect example of that. And then seasons like In Space, I think, are also a perfect example of that. So. What style animal-inspired Zord would you like to see that we haven't yet, other than a bunny? We did see a bunny. And whose color would get it, and what would its role be? I'd have to really hard think about this.
You probably have to pick like a mythical creature.
Yeah.
I'm sure they picked all the cool animals already. Now it's just caterpillar.
You could just name some bugs, but some of the bugs were like the Thunder Ranger Zords, Ooh.
There've been like a Scorpion Zord. Or from Ivan Ooze's?
Oh, I don't think so.
That's a guy I kind of like that. That'd be kind of cool.
That's an interesting pick. I would have said Stegosaurus, but that's in Dino Charge and in Dino Thunder.
Oh yeah.
actual mantis. Yeah, not whatever the fuck Beast Morpher called it. True. Oh, Q Ranger had a scorpion. So technically, the orange Zord in.
Yeah, they picked all the
Cosmic
cool ones.
Fury.
Now all that's left is like caterpillars and like roly polies.
I don't know. That's a hard one. I would need some time to think about that, honestly. Because like even Raptor is in Dino Charge, so it's like I don't know.
They're picking all the cool ones.
Yeah. Which of the mentor characters from the shows would you want to train under or study under or work with /for? RJ.
Yeah, RJ is like the easiest one.
Such an easy answer, hands down.
Yeah, he's chill. You get to learn kung fu and spirit animals, and you get to get pizza. Like it's the ranger life and the human life is like peak just life.
It's perfect. Absolutely. Favorite tech support character and why?
I like Miss Fairweather.
Oh, I like that.
She's something else.
I'm cheating.
I'm trying to think. It's like Alpha and Miss Fairweather.
I'm stealing. I'm picking Chad's Cam.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because for the first half of the season, he's tech support.
Yeah. I like Billy from Zeo.
Yeah,
like
Billy
that.
as well. Billy should have been gold.
Hey, you know what? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Jason. Jason probably is like one of my favorite Saban era Rangers.
Yeah.
So it's like if it wasn't gonna be Billy, better Jason than Trey, I guess. But
yeah, I still find it really funny. I don't know if you knew this because I know you talked about it during your MMPR videos. So Brad Hawkins from VR Troopers was supposed to be the White Ranger first. We knew that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Brad Hawkins is the voice of the Gold Ranger?
Like, and it's supposed to be Trey of Triforia?
Yeah. So he does the voiceover for the Gold Ranger anytime he shows up in fights. So when you hear the what's that? That's Brad Hawkins. So
oh, okay. I did not know that. Why didn't they just get the guy?
You got me, Trey of Triforia, man. They had to tell that cool story, I guess.
You got 3 of them. Like one of them couldn't voice.
I don't know. You got me. They wanted that hero voice. I mean, they
got the wrong guy.
Well,
they got Jason.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Top 5 Zords from all the series and top Megazord of all time.
Ooh.
I don't know if I care enough about the Zords. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? It's like, I'll be honest,
it's some of them are cool, but I'm so much more like a fight and like suit guy than I am the mecha.
I only like a handful of Zords. So like the Mega Voyager is my favorite because it's the one that I was during the Psycho Ranger arc. That was my favorite Zord. The Mega Voyager, and then the Thunder Zord.
Yeah, Thunder Megazord. White Tiger.
I like
Zord.
the Astro White Tiger Zord. I like the Astro Delta Megazord because it has the Gatling guns on the shoulders. Yep. That's really cool.
That's a good one.
And the Dino Zord. It's like 2 seasons Zords that I like. I'm also not super duper into the Zords. The ones I am into are from like seasons I just enjoy.
Yeah, it's hard, you know? Yeah, I hope that answers that well enough, you know?
Yeah. But again, like I always prefer animal Zords instead of vehicle Zords.
Yeah. Okay, we kind of literally just answered this, but I'm gonna we'll ask it anyway just so I can yell about it again. What's one plot point or story arc that you would change from each series? We'll kind of curb it to just pick some of the ones that you really wanted to change of each Ranger. If you could, you would feel like you would improve upon it or solve an issue that was always eating away at you. Billy not being the Gold Ranger.
Yeah,
it's such a slap in the face hearing about like what actually happened, and
the behind the scenes is the evil part of it.
Yeah,
let alone just a bad story.
He should have just been the Gold Ranger. It just made so much sense, you know.
I mean, a lot of the story stuff it can be directly tied to behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
like obviously everything with Megaforce is behind the scenes stuff as opposed to just making a good story.
Yeah, Kane always says Power Rangers is a mess of a show, or a beautiful mess that is unfortunate circumstances building interesting story solutions. Yeah.
I mean, I don't like the season 2 Mighty Morphin cast change, and therefore Tommy becoming the leader. Like, Tommy was always better as the lone wolf who gets, not lone wolf, but like the guy who gets called in to be super powerful and then leaves. Like I'm not a fan of Tommy being a leader ever.
Yeah.
But that's all just because behind the scenes stuff.
It's so weird because it's like I definitely would change the behind the scenes crap that happened with the peace conference, but then like I'm also like shit, but then we never would have had Johnny Young Bosch come in at all, and Adam is my favorite Ranger of all time. So
that's true, actually. Yeah, I do like Adam out of the 3.
It's so hard. Oh, Rocky leaving. As much as I don't think Justin is the problem in Turbo. No. Like.
Yeah, no, it's it's weird because like I thought I was gonna hate Justin, but I was like, you're probably like one of the better written characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
I got an interesting one.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew this. Did you know Johnny Young Bosch and Nakia Baris didn't want to leave Turbo?
I think I did hear that somewhere. Like it was just the Tommy and Kat, JDF and they wanted to leave. Yeah, and then they were just like, well,
we'll just replace
why not
everybody.
just leave everyone?
Yeah.
Just mix it all up.
I am so curious what would have happened if we just kept Adam and Tanya and they went to In Space with TJ and Casey. Or Cassie.
It's weird because like, Ashley's only character trait was being Andros's love interest.
Yep.
Ever. And Carlos never really did anything, but because of like Mega Ranger footage, he got to be like second in charge in a lot of scenes and be kind of more just prominently placed. But Adam would have definitely been better than Carlos. And I guess, they could have had a Tanya Andros love story to do something with him, but it's hard. Yeah, it would have been interesting.
I think that would have been cool. Yeah. For both of you, since we've seen Ranger teams of various sizes, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., how many Rangers, in your opinion, is the perfect amount in a team, and what season do you think proves this opinion best?
I've always been a fan of the 6, the core 5, and one more.
I agree for the most part. Because it's like, there are some seasons where I point and I go, I love this season because of how they handled it, but eventually they end up with 6 anyway, or like a higher number. So like, looking at Ninja Storm, starts with 3, really freaking like it because it feels like we get to spend time with the cast, but really early, Hunter and Blake join the team, like within the first 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And then Cam joins, so it is a 6-person team eventually. Or Dino Thunder, get to spend a lot of time with Ethan, Connor, and Kira, but eventually Tommy joins to make it 4, and that's like episode 8 or something. That's so early. And then Trent joins to make it 5. And then RPM, I just love that season. It's 3 at the beginning, but then almost immediately it's 4 and then 5 and then 7. So it's like, it's weird,
Yeah, no, they really do like, they kind of rush it. I'm watching Jungle Fury, and it is like episode like 15 when RJ joins.
Yeah.
So it is like you do get a little more time with them by themselves.
Yeah.
But like I've always just been I don't know, maybe it's just because that's just how it started out with 6 Rangers. But I definitely don't like it when there's more than that. It gets a little bit too busy. Dino Charge definitely.
Yeah.
And, like I really like FB, but like Kruger, Sam, At.
Oh, that's another thing I would change. Fix Sam and SPD. It's literally, that season would have been like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 if it weren't for Sam and the Omega Ranger. Jesus.
Yeah, he's just kind of there.
Because I have friends that have seen Deca Ranger and they're like, oh yeah, like Deca Break is amazing. And then you see SPD and it's like, what happened?
He's just some kid
who is
like
Yeah.
God bless the voice actor. He's not doing a great job, like helping. Yeah. Too many Rangers can be.
Yeah.
I think Dino Charge is a good example of like, here's 13 Rangers.
I agree with you. If you'd ever play a Power Ranger, what color and role would you play?
Well, as egotistical it is to say red, you know.
I don't think I'd be a Red Ranger.
I wouldn't be a Red Ranger. I would be like a Black Ranger. I would be like there. I would be like Adam in Mighty Morphin. I would like to just be there and do my part. And like,
I feel like I'd be a pink or a white ranger.
Okay.
I feel like I'd be like the heart of the team kind of thing, but never like not the one that's like making the sacrifices or like the crazy big plays, but always the person that's like, come on guys, we can win together.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah,
that's fair. I would definitely be just like a guy who's like, hey, you're here, you know. It's like every Black Ranger and Green Ranger.
Yeah,
it's like Damon, Carlos.
You're so right.
And you're like, hey, you're here. Like, fight with us. Like, all right. Like, thank goodness you're here for an extra body. Like, that's what I would be.
Hey Connor, have you seen any of Watch Mojo's Power Rangers videos?
I was gonna do that for a video idea, but I think I watched one.
There's so
it's just
many.
like it's I don't know. Watch Mojo's always just like, for the top 10 Rangers, number 1 is Tommy Oliver. Like, it's the most like milquetoast vanilla type of power. I don't want to be a dick, but like it's just that. It is a little just the most yes, thank you, Power Rangers.
I watch a couple of those and do like reaction to them, like when I'm just like, I found a video that looks funny that to react to, and they'll be like, what are the darkest episodes ever? And it's like Power Rangers Samurai, the Rangers almost become Nylox, and I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That's the top 10 hardest monsters. The Pudgy Pig, they ate all the weapons and almost like it's the like, it's the most nothing video.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing burger.
Exactly. We love you, Watch Mojo. Thank you.
Oh, we don't. We do not love you.
Oh, never mind. Connor does not speak for me.
I'm beefing with Watch Mojo now.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Has Connor watched the Red Ranger Isekai anime or Red Ranger Loves Villainess anime?
I've seen the Loser Ranger anime. It's also, you know, if you keep your eyes out next month, I guess in a couple of days, you might see my thoughts on that show.
Hey! That's a fun one.
And there's now a season 2, I guess, so I'll have to work on that. So, but yeah, I've seen Ranger Reject, Late Loser Ranger, whichever.
Nice.
And it's really good. I like that.
Hell yeah.
But I do plan on watching Red Ranger Isekai.
Nice.
For a video, of course, but that's down the line.
Nice. I'll check them out.
All
I'll have to go see them too so I can watch that video.
All right.
Favorite fight scene in Sentai specifically and why? I mean...
Well, I don't know too much Sentai fighting, obviously. Unless we're talking about like the Power Rangers clips that use the Sentai fights.
They said in Sentai, so that's why I'm like,
In
I think
Sentai.
they just mean like specifically. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I think we mentioned it earlier. I like the King Oger fights.
Yeah.
Because they're like really well shot, and people will be impressed by that.
Yeah. Yeah. I would probably pick something from Die Ranger. There's 2 scenes. One of them is maybe my favorite roll call in all of Super Sentai. And then the other is, so I don't get too spoilery, it's just an unmorphed roll call, and they all do their own poses that they did in the suits, and it's really nice to see the martial arts look. So
yeah, that always goes hard.
Yeah.
More.
All right, last question.
All right.
Hey, Josh and Cody.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Do you like Krispy Kreme?
I do love Krispy Kreme.
I do also.
I'm
really
very
like
glad.
Krispy Kreme.
I wish I lived in the Mighty Morphin movie world where it could be on every corner.
Honestly, true and real. I love it. I remember when I was in Japan, I had Krispy Kreme there, and it was like so different, but so good, you know?
I had Krispy Kreme in Japan as well.
Hey, let's go.
It was good. I was in Odaiba.
Oh.
And it was like a giant food court. And I was like, oh, Krispy Kreme. This is my first time in Japan, so I'm still a little American brain. I'm like, I know what this is. Let me get some of this. And it was very good.
I did the same thing. I was in Yokohama, and I literally the same thing. I was like, oh, I know what Krispy Kreme is.
I went to the worker, and I said, Shurenja. And they're like, what?
Shurenja.
I didn't do that.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the questions. Connor, do you have any questions for me, questions for chat, or just last remarks that you want to bring up?
I mean, this was tons of fun. Again, like I was saying, I don't, the reason I started doing these videos, I always wanted to just talk to people about Power Rangers and just the little minutia of it. We've been talking for however long it's been, a couple hours, and it feels like it just flew on by.
Yeah.
Like I could talk about this stuff all day. I could be up for another 7 hours and just be chatting about, like, what are your thoughts on this? What would you do this, that? Like, it's just, I'm very happy, very blessed, very lucky to be where I am now, to get to talk to people and be, whether it be, viewers or other content creators like you and Kane and everyone else, just getting to talk about Power Rangers. It really does. It warms a place in my heart that I never had my entire life, which I'm very glad to be in right now. So thank you, and thank everyone who's here and has stayed with us this whole time. Yeah, and watches the videos. I couldn't be happier, honestly.
I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me happy that you're happy.
Yeah, no, it means a lot.
So. Oh, I picked a good time to call to the end of the stream. There's a thunderstorm kicking up.
Oh my god.
It just scared me with a bolt of lightning.
God, see it coming closer.
See it coming closer. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, that'll be it for me tonight. Connor, do you have any release dates that you can mention, or anything that's crazy close that you can talk about?
Yeah, I mean, 2, 3, in 4 days, coming Monday, the Operation Overdrive video should be coming out
so soon.
Yeah, it's right there. And then about 2-3 weeks from there should be a Loser Ranger.
Nice.
I'm definitely kind of front loading things. I got tons of videos coming out, more the Akiba Ranger video, other fun little things. I have a video kind of going on ranking and talking about all the morphers. There's I guess a couple things like that coming out. But yeah, in terms of the immediate future, Operation Overdrive should be out on Monday.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to yell at Andrea and Kane that we need to watch Dino Thunder. So
nice.
So all right, well, great. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was really fun. Hopefully we get to do more cool stuff like this in the future.
Absolutely, I'm always down. Now that I've done this before, I had streaming anxiety because I've never done it before, or been a part of it like this. So yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. I'm really happy that you had a good time. And yeah, see, it's not that scary.
I know, it's not. Who'd have thought?
Oh my gosh. All right, guys, we will see you next time. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.